Top of the evening to y'all. Man, unfortunately, I gotta deliver some information and all that stuff and all that stuff. You know how I go, whatever. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna share this. Be right back with you in a few minutes. All right, so just give me like 1 second. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Thanks for that like, y'all. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the. Also, if you know me, make sure you put my Cash App up, $STRINGER for me. I appreciate y'all, everybody that does help. Shout out to Javon, the Mod L, the old gal, a few others. We're gonna talk about some things. Y'all gather in. I just went live. I'm just sharing this real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to talking to y'all and everything. All right. Seconds here. Just give me a few seconds here. Just want to make sure I get some things out here. Just give me one. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Just got one more. Thank y'all for them likes, y'all. Thank y'all for them likes. One more, and I'm gonna start talking. Just one more. One more, and I'm gonna start talking. Just one more. Let's get in. Let's get into it. 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 So, so last night I put up a post, and I know a lot of y'all saw that post. Some of y'all didn't. If you didn't, go check it out or whatever. I had to do so update again because for some reason or another they're constantly improving the algorithm here on YouTube or doing whatever the heck they're doing. I don't know. So it changes up or whatever. And like I explained to a lot of y'all, a lot of times we start seeing like lower views or whatever. A lot of it comes down to you just need to do the update. The algorithm changes in the update. So make sure you go to Google Play Store, depending on what you're using. This matters if you're a user, a podcaster, or a subscriber, because sometimes you won't be able to even make comments without doing the update. So it's very important to do the update and clean out your cache on your app every now and then. So I want to talk about 2 things, 3 things, maybe even possibly 4 things. But let me start here. I told y'all, and I've been telling y'all, this whole Diddy thing, yeah, however far it goes, just how far it goes. But I did not tell y'all, so this just opens up the avenue for more. And so what I'm seeing here is, and I'm no stranger. Let me get something straight here with you. I'm no stranger to real stories, like people actually getting sexually assaulted and stuff like that. Like it's not like I'm not privy to that. I think I've explained that enough. And I think there's a couple people out there that it works more in the favor for them to project what someone says in a different way in the light. With that being said, there are certain entities out there that were willing to insist that they help out. And I'm gonna start proving this shortly. That they will help out the destruction of these particular men. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's their commentary, whether it's them on YouTube or whatever social media act, there are uh, it, there are evidently a group of women. I'm not saying all women, but there's a group of women that are out here that devolve their time on, and specifically because Puff wasn't able to have a court yesterday, and today, of course, was Juneteenth and all that. There's a bevy of women now that are running looking for a story. And since if they were like myself and they were part of the music industry at one time, still associated with people in the music industry at one time, perhaps they would have some stories of the past or relevant to now, but they don't. And so these past 2 days, what you really should have been looking at is, okay, who's going to be here after the rain is over? Now, I know a couple people don't want to hear that, especially the people I'm talking about. Let me tell you why I brought that up. The reason I brought that up, and if you can't make the connection, oh well. These particular women didn't have nothing to do. They didn't have no stories to talk about. So what did they do? Well, one of the premier chatterboxes here on YouTube, that little light-skinned gal, I wanted to see if she was going to talk about it or not. And there was a reason behind that. And trust me, I was hoping you would. You see, I'll be in the Bronx all the time. You know what I mean? That's my stomping ground. You know what I'm saying? I love the X. I'm always gonna hold down the X, and I know how niggas in the X get down. You know what I'm saying? And DMX, just for example, was from the X. You know what I mean? So Mount Vernon, whatever, it's still the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was in everywhere in the Bronx, moving around. So the area that Remy Ma, she from the Bronx too. She went to jail for 6 years for shooting a chick in the stomach. If that give you any indication how people actually get down. And so Shorty started coming out her mouth today, and she was acting like she was reprimanding Fat Joe. And I said, okay, so you really taking helm of what, this lady that you going to, I ain't even gonna say that chick's name anymore. That little light-skinned girl, like sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes if you get people of color, and listen, for all my white subscribers, listen to this, because y'all kind of aid in this type of behavior a little bit. Sometimes, and I mean sometimes, when you get a group of African Americans that are condescending on being in the mentality, they want to acquisition, they want to simulate, and this goes for Latin Americans and other people, whatever. But in a particular case with this is hip hop, so I got to talk for what it is. A lot of these people nowadays and a lot of these entities, they're set up to kind of condescendingly destroy the reputation of men. And they work in like little patterns or whatever. So see, after they done with Diddy, you notice the next thing they started doing was talking about Tyler Perry. Let's attack Tyler Perry. Now, all the stuff that Tyler Perry has done, all the roles that Tyler Perry has helped out with or whatever. But this is trifecta, and I keep trying to tell y'all. And like when they go on these major media outlets, they now feel empowered. They ain't got no contract with the, they ain't got no sit aside. They think they're doing an audition. No, you're good for the go until this is over. Once this is over, we might have you in for a 2 or 3, call it a finale, and then you're out of here. Do you actually think that we'll allow a chatterbox like you, who is a person, that their sole job is to watch other people's business? Man, we are a news outlet, not a chatterbox. Ma'am or mister, we are a news outlet, not a gossip column. And see, some people, they don't make the distinction of that. And so what you have is you have this trifecta, and I've seen it. You have this trifecta of LGBTQ men. You have this trifecta of certain, and I want to say in each one of them that I'm mentioning, each one of them is a skew. Thank you, Amadel. How you doing, bro? Each one of them is a skew. So what you have is, and I mean that in a real way, what you have is you have these 3 collectives of them, which is a partition of LGBTQ men. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, or whatever. As long as they're interested in Diddy and the stuff surrounding it. Then you have a second group, which is a partition of black women. And then you have a third, which is a partition of white men who want to appear like they're neutral, but in actuality, they've already made up their mind on self. And sometimes they'll feel, well, I need to go with the grain, because if I go against the grain, you understand what I'm saying? It's going to make me look crazy and look like I'm siding, sorry to say, with Negroes. The fourth type that you got is a white woman. Now, the white women and the black women almost, and the Latin women and a couple other races of women, they're almost all uniformly all working together directly. And you see these examples when you see who's interviewing who. Now, I brought up this before, and I'll bring it up again. Back on the plantation, back in the day, it might be in Caribbean, in America, wherever, right? They used to have these women, and for people who are not privy to these women's names, they used to call them mammies. And this is not a negative connotation per se, because all mammies were different. But a particular interest of mammy and a particular job of mammy was to do one and one thing, to keep all the other slaves in line. They always picked a woman, and then even if they had if you saw Django Unchained, even if they had a Stephen, right? Even if they had a Stephen around the house, which was a house pawpaw, you understand what I'm saying? He had a job, and most of that included assisting mammy. You understand what I'm saying? So mammy was first in command. Jasper, if you want to call him, or Stephen, if you want to call him, was second in command on the plantation. Now, the only thing, in my personal opinion, what I agree with, I know colonization when I see it. All right. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to pick up. So colonization, indoctrination, excuse me, I'm drinking something, and a couple other ideologies, they all over time have always switched the way that they're executed. You understand what I'm saying? And the reason they switched the way they're executed is because of pure simple fact. They don't want you to see it firsthand. Well, let's fast forward to now 2025. The same rhetoric is used, but now we're dealing with not the plantation, but we're dealing with a different plantation, which is a media plantation, which I keep trying to wear y'all up. I've seen this before. Now, media does this every now and then. If you don't know where terrestrial media comes from, I learned this in college. It comes from what you first called the blue and the red network. This at the time was the American Broadcasting System and CBS. And then NBC came later. They were the last of them. These two entities started out as reporting everything that was happening on with the wars. And this was radio. Okay. They evolved into these television networks, which later had, commercials and things like that, advertising revenue to keep them going, blah, 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 blah. And they were made into what you now call commercial entities, which are still basically federally funded. You understand what I'm saying? Which from the initiation and the genesis of them, they were federally funded. Remember, these were created to cover the war. You understand what I'm saying? So people back home would know what was going on with the brothers, sisters, cousins, whoever was in the war. And this is back in the 1920s, maybe late 19 teens. So this is a very long time ago. Well, if you spend, I don't know, what is that? Almost 100 years in damn near. You spend 100 years not only tweaking what you do as far as delivering news, and then you have cultures that traditionally were never really involved in the development of those same entities. So you can't, besides out of music, when you delve into television, radio, and news, yeah, you'll have some people that stick out. But when we're talking about innovators, meaning innovators to the business, not innovators to the business and the structure or the vehicles of their music, their tours, their contributions, which we all respect. But if you need guests of that, I'll give you a perfect example. Last week, Sly from Sly and his Family Stone died. If a lot of you is going to be your grandmothers and grandfathers. If you have both, very good. They're going to tell you about what Sly and the Family Stone used to sing about. They had a song out called Everyday People. Later on, there was some people called Arrested Development. You know what I'm saying? You taught the speech, tell them I sent you over there. And they redid the song. It'll make sense in a minute. And everyday people. He died last week. Barely if nobody mentioned it. Now, the white outlets mentioned it because of all his accolades and his contribution to society. But you would think because he was a black artist, blacks would mention him. They didn't. And you know why they didn't mention this man when he passed away? Like they mentioned Roberta Flack and many others, and they barely mentioned Roberta Flack. Because a lot of these people that are now in today's media, they're now what you call numb to death. They are numb and unempathetic to their own. And that's a trip. See, originally they used to try to make you hate your own by separating who was dark skin and light skin back to the plantation. You understand? Which I referred, and I said before, I wonder if all these girls that were in the Diddy case that are taking the trial right now, taking the stand right now, I wonder if those girls were all dark-skinned girls with dreads in their hair. Would people have the same empathy for them? In a wide brown space. Because you got to understand, in a wide brown space, what I didn't know, he passed away. See? Yeah, he passed away. I'm going to tell you who else passed away in the same week. I did a piece on it here on my channel. Even though black women run around and say, don't donate to that nigga. I didn't donate, and I didn't put even a GoFundMe, I didn't even put a Cash App link on that. I never do. And you'll look through my series of videos from here to now, you'll see every time one of these icons has passed away, I always pay homage to them, always have. You won't find too many, if not any, that do the same thing. Yeah, they talked about Angie Stone a lot because there was controversy in it. Sly died of old age. You understand what I'm saying? And nobody really came to save Sly either, because if you know the stories, you understand what I'm saying? It's all right. If you know the story, Sly was in poverty at one point. At one point, Sly from Sly and the Family Stone, he was living in a trailer in LA. Did y'all know that? On the side of somebody's house. This man that toured the world was living in a trailer in LA. And none of the black community came to help him out. Make that official. None of the black community came to help him. You know who ended up coming to help Sly out? A white man. That's who came to help Sly out. All right. So let's get out of that BS. A lot of the stuff that people are doing now, they're doing it under directive of trying to be seen, provocated, celebrated. Even if it's for a moment, it's their moment. And for some of these people, this will be the biggest moment in their life. So it makes them privy to being like, yeah, he did. Um, and another person that died too, just to let you know, in the same week was Eddie Ally. Eddie Ally was the guy that sung that song, Follow Me. Now, I don't know about y'all cities, but in NYC, it don't matter if you was wherever they play that song, you dancing to it. It doesn't matter if the dudes was gay, straight, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a club joint. You go to Chicago. Chicago has its own dance scene. You go to Jersey, they have their own dance scene. You go down to Maryland, they have their own dance scene. You understand what I'm saying? And they listen to that same type of music, whether you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like all the gangster stuff that happened in Chicago, yeah, he was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't even know his name. Yeah, he passed last week too. There's a Follow Me. I know a place. Where I'll be. Him. Yeah, he passed away. Ananda Lewis, she passed away last week. And barely anybody mentioned. I saw 3 outlets for the people I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to a lot of motherfuckers. I saw 3 people actually mention Ananda Lewis. You understand what I'm saying? From BET. She is a BET icon. There should be a whole special that BET should put on and invite everybody out to celebrate Ananda Lewis. And if it's not BET doing it, then Viacom needs to take special consideration in doing that. Matter of fact, let me give you this message to anybody at Viacom. If you want to stay sustained, because it's going to be hard in these next couple of years, if you want to stay sustained, anytime Viacom, since you acquisition BET, anytime that you have any of the BET early alumni come up and they passed away, the best thing for you to do, you better pay homage to them. Because if later on come on and say, I'm just using for example, say we're talking about Carson Daly, right? Who's now ultra conservative to a certain extent, but he will be recognized by MTV because of pure simple his stature. You understand what I'm saying? At the major media outlets now. So what I'm saying to you, MTV, make sure when you get people like Ananda Lewis, if you're, and I'm saying Viacom, make sure when you get people like Ananda Lewis and they pass away, make sure that you pay homage to this woman. Because this woman was a pioneer on a network that you soon after came after and financially acquisitioned. So this is part of your investment. And sometimes you got to spend a couple of dollars to get some, revenue back in the future. Revenue. Nobody helps me. I'm 40. I can barely name a Sly song. One hit wonders don't have the same crowd, especially. You know what, Corey Nichols? I want to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. Everybody, pardon me for a second. Corey Nichols, if you're here right now, I want to first of all say this for you saying it because what you're doing is you're dissing Sly. You understand what I'm saying? And that won't be allowed here. So first thing I want to say to you, Corey Nichols, F you and everybody that live in your house and everybody in your dynasty, everybody to come after that generation, and hopefully the generation that you have continuing will soon come to an end. You have no empathy for anybody but yourself. I'm sitting here talking to these people about somebody that they know and revere, and the only thing you can do is come in and interrupt. And Sly was way more than a one-hit wonder. You need to do your Googles and your research, and I'll tell you to start at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is why I said this is why it's so dangerous for so many of these bloggers and subscribers to be involved in the internet, because you see what they do. They're interruption specialists. Anytime you get anytime you get somebody lowbrow to want to come in and interrupt the discussion of a dead man, you know what type of people you're dealing with. The whole international community knows who Sly and the Family Stone is. This young uneducated, probably didn't graduate high school, self-dissing. Let's see how many subscribers you got. 3 years ago with no subscribers, professional troll. Sly is way more than one. He had a career of songs. Yeah, like this is the type of people you have out here talking now. So now y'all understand this with that comment alone. The bulk of a lot of people think like that. They have, and listen, I don't know if it was the presidents, the government, whoever, but this doctrination, that's why I'm saying indoctrination and simulation. Y'all not hearing me. You are going under a period right now where you are starting to see the results of indoctrination and assimilation. Within this indoctrination and simulation, it's the same thing that was on the plantation. Massa, for example, Massa, they running away again. Remember in Django Unchained? How many people ran away while I was gone, Stephen? Two. Just to see if he would tell the truth. And what Calvin Candy say? At least he told the truth. See what I mean? So what you're going to have is you got a whole system of the new slaves, as Kanye would aptly say, the new slaves that are now collectively bunched together. And they say, well, you know what? There's revenue to be made out here, and we're willing to sacrifice our own. Because, see, the problem with YouTube and a lot of these social media apps is one thing, and I don't know why they don't figure it out. The biggest mistake that all these companies make, and instead of putting your money, your investment into taking out people's ad revenue, instead of putting your investment YouTube and putting it into trying to search out and get more new YouTube sensations or whatever, that's why you're you're allowing some of this goofy material to go up on here in this channel and praising and everything like that is for one reason and one reason only. You got to listen to me very clear. Only thing you got to do is charge $20 a month to use this joint. Everything will change overnight. See, the problem with YouTube is, now, listen to me very well. The problem with YouTube is, and why it's becoming so saturated, is because you got too many people on here trying to be superstars. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you charge $20 a month to use this and utilize this, guys like that came in here just a minute ago and said they didn't know who Sly the Family Stone was, and I know he was lying. He just said it to be insulting. You understand what I'm saying? While you're talking about a man has passed on. You understand what I'm saying? A man that led a great life, a man that saw around the world, and you got the audacity to come into my podcast, and it's bad enough to knock people with apology and talk about him. And I don't know if that guy was black, white, polka dot, or whatever, but what you guys better pay attention to is, and I keep trying to tell the men especially, they're trying to surmise you, white culture, as partition of white culture. Not all white culture, but a partition of white culture that is bent on not necessarily being racist, but maintaining control. You see, power is easy to obtain. It's maintaining the power that's the problem. And if you can't maintain the power, then you really don't have any power. Power elects from you constantly reminding people, showing people that you're in power, and you have to demonstrate it. You can't just talk. Talking is nothing. That's why I don't talk too much. When you see comments like that, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Sometimes y'all see this stuff and you're so caught up in the moment with these podcasters talking and stuff. And I'm gonna get into the Fat Joe thing and everything like that. This is just my interlude before I get into that. I got a style of way I do things. Because what you have to discuss is, a lot of people just want to discuss the behavior. People come in here and they'll say, well, you know, it's crazy how people nowadays are just bashing on their own people. I say, yeah, you see it? Now let's discuss about it. If you fail to discuss about the problem persists. You understand what I'm saying? It becomes like an infection. It becomes like a sore. It becomes like a virus. If it's untreated, it spreads. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of viruses. Everybody gets viruses. You're not exempt from viruses as a culture. And you need to cure them. This is what white culture, many other cultures did. You don't believe me? They used to take, we're talking about we talk about Italy. They used to, and the word itself, if y'all didn't know, ghetto, this is why I laugh a lot of times when people say it. The word ghetto actually comes from a subdivision that, believe it or not, the Catholic Church at one time put many people of the Jewish population within Italy. And what they called it was the ghetto. Or y'all, feel free to go look that up. You also find a translation of it in Italian for those that are privy. There was fear comes in. It is my training them. Yes, fear tactics. There is reward in being disloyal. There is reward for standing up for the doctrine and the fake morality that I say. Because listen, We got an impending war coming on when people talking about possibly dropping nuclear bomb. I'm saying, see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if y'all paying attention. Y'all so paying attention to stars. Y'all ain't paying attention to what's going on in the world. Like, there's some real shit going on right now where the U.S. is like right in the middle of it, and they had to make choices. You know, see what I'm saying? Some real vital choices. You know what I mean? Some people would say this is what Edgar Casey and this moment where Edgar Casey and Nostradamus were talking about. This is the moment that the Egyptians were talking about. This is the moment the Mayans were talking about doing their. You know. Anyway, we shall see, huh? We shall see. Anyway, long story short, there's a whole war going on right now. That's why I be laughing when people say, "You're angry. You're angry." Did you go tell these two countries have been fighting for about 3 years in front of our freaking eyes, have been souping up our money? Did you go tell them they angry? That's what anger do. Peak anger exhibits things like that, like mass casualties and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't get it. It's hard to talk to some of these people on here. Jesus Christ. You're under indoctrination, kids, and you've been under the indoctrination. I tell people a lot of times, sometimes, you know, you got to think, even though you still look young, most of us still look young, we're getting older. And for a lot of these kids, Barack Obama was their first president. Do you understand what I'm saying? Barack Obama was their first president. That's the only president they know. So the first president, as they take flight on this life and this journey, was a black man. You understand what I'm saying? So what it did was, because he was a two-term president. He wasn't a one-term president. He was a two-term president. That's what you got to underline. He was a two-term president. We haven't had a two-term president since him yet. You'll say that, I'm talking about back-to-back. I'm not talking about, yo, you lost one, then you came back and then you won one. That's rare what Trump just did. And I you know, shout to him. But I'm talking about you had a two-term president that ran 4 years each time. That's 8 years. That's close to almost a decade. So you have kids that were indoctrinated with ideals and things like that or whatever. And a lot of those ideals, when tested out, they were just implemented. Meaning when you test out ideals, there used to be a time in society they would test out ideals. They would test out things and see how they would work. An example of that's the Tuscany experiment. You understand what I'm saying? An example of that is I don't know what else would I use as an example. The nuclear fission bomb being set and exploded out in the Nevada desert for the first time. You know, they used to have controlled environments where they would implement things. Now they don't do that. The reason they don't do that, Black Americans, is because the pure simple fact, now you can't say no. You can't say no. So that's the thing. You can't say no with this. It's not like y'all want to make jokes. Somebody, well, you just got to hell did it. No. Y'all do not understand. If you destroy all the rebels, if you destroy, whether you agree with them or not, if you do, yes, sir. If you destroy all the rebels, if you destroy all the soldiers, which has always been the term, you know, listen, anytime you had kings and queens, right? And yes, queens too. And they raided a village or something like that or whatever. They raided their enemies or whatever. What's the first thing they do, people? Huh? What was meant for the men once they raided that village? Come on. All you good, any other time y'all got some good editorial, good points, anything like that, throw it in. When a king was going to raid a village, I'm talking about not 1300, 1400, 15, I'm talking about way before then, all the way back to Jesus' time. When they were going, because the Romans did it, the Greeks did it, many others. When they were going, and even the Egyptians, when they were going to raid somebody, the first thing they would do, and even the Indians did the same thing, they take out all the men. That's what they do. And not the men that are weak and old necessarily first, but all the strong men, all the men that were chose and pose a threat. This is the same thing they did on the plantation. So you say, why do you say this, Davin? Why are you bringing up all this plantation stuff and all this weird stuff? I don't get it. Because there's another indoctrination, and what y'all got is the digital Willie Lynch letter. That's what you got. And the Willie Lynch letter isn't an actual letter. It's an actual set of protocols, as it was back then, it is now. So the protocols now is, well, since we're at a black man's trial, and there's a black figure here, and most of the people that are talking about this online, this is why I said the online people, y'all promoted your own demise. And yeah, just don't get it. I've seen this before. And it's funny because they've got all these contributors. And all these contributors, I find one thing unilaterally in common with most of them It's either one of the two, but I find the other more than the latter, which is this. Every last one of these shows, from Law to Crime, who I love them to death. I got to see Shorty the other day. Law and Crime, um, MSNBC, NBC, CNN, Fox. Every last one of these guys, they're going to reference, when they reference Diddy and reference the case and what's going on thus far, they always use a black woman. Have you not noticed that? Have you not noticed that? I got a little saying that I say sometimes because my mother's Black American. I say this all the time. I say, when I get a problem with some black women, some of them are a little mean sometimes or something like that. It's no diss to you, but some of y'all know chicks like this. I'll be like, you doing all that energy, but would you do that if my mom was standing right here? I'm somebody's son too, right? You know what I mean? And then they start to think, nah, I wouldn't do that if your mom was here. You see what I'm saying? So they take these girls in these major media outlets, and I think the girls don't even realize they being used. And the girls, they feel, because of their connection to wanting to be accepted, for their connection and their ambitions and their ambitious rhetoric daily on daily, which is really comprised of just me. That's what you understand. Hidden deep in all that, all the jargon they spit about Puff and everything, it's always in the direction of he going to jail. And then there's certain days they can't even say that. So what they'll do is they'll revert to something that happened the day before. And I've noticed that with a lot of these black female commentators that are working for these major media outlets, even with the case of that little light-skinned girl. Y'all know the little black Harley Quinn chick. If your name is Sean Diddy Combs, that animated motherfucker. Like, it's the same thing with her. She don't realize, listen, baby, if we was on the plantation, you be the house nigga. You know what I'm saying? You be the head house nigga. Y'all remember that scene in Django Unchained? Let me tell you who she is. Remember that scene in Django Unchained when they was at the Mandingo fight? And remember when they first walked up in there, whatever, he said, get Django whatever he wants, and I'll take a double sweep, a ram, whatever he said. And then there was the black chick, right? And she was basically the HNO of Cavalcanti, but she was a black female. She looked at Django and looked at how those men were respecting him in the least film of respect, but in general respect. She looked at him, she said, grabbed her wine, I'm better than you. You know why? And went and laid on the sofa. Y'all remember this scene? And the reason she felt like she was better than him, because she was screwing massa and she wasn't out in the plantation and she didn't have to work hard. Now, same movie. At the very end of the movie, when Steven and Django have their standoff, before they have their standoff, and they come back from Cavalcanti's funeral, she said, Cora, this is Steven, Cora, make us some coffee. She said, Sheba, same girl that was fronting on Jamie Foxx's character, Django, back at the Mandingo house. She said, Sheba, you go help her. Why? Because Cavalcanti was gone. You understand what I'm saying? So once your services are done, you either get deduced in duty or back out there with the rest of them. You got to learn, sweetheart. See, I can sit on here and pound little light-skinned Harley Quinn all day. But I wonder what your daddy think, because everybody got a father. I wonder what your daddy thinks about you talking about black men and this pouncing on black men on a daily basis. This is how you built your channel. I wonder how your uncles feel about that. I wonder how your grandfather feels about that. I wonder how a lot of you women who have these anti-black male agendas and let's pounce on them because it's good money and we all have to make sure the misandrous, toxic feminist domination comes to fruition. I wonder how many of you chicks sit back and say, yo, my uncle black, how might this affect them? My cousin black, my brother's black, my grandfather's black. How could this rhetoric in the future, because I'm so consistent with it, and it's not the fact that I'm telling the story, all the news outlets tell the story, it's the fact that I'm compounding almost all the negative accusations or whatever, based on what I think and based on limited information and everything else, because it fits my agenda. of my own personal ambitions and goals. I keep telling y'all, and I'll say it again. I said it in front of y'all's face the other day when I was down at the courthouse. And I was trying to tell y'all something then, but what do I know? I'm an amateur. Anyway, anyway, listen, this is my thing. I'm an amateur, okay? But I told y'all the other day, I said, things are going to change here. And, you might not get the result you want. I don't know. Next day, who knows, right? But when you contribute to the same people that you girls will turn around and say and complain to us in the moment. You ever notice that black girls, it's racism when it has to do with them, not all black women, but a lot of black women, it's racism or sexism when it has to do with them. But when I've heard a woman, the same woman I'm talking about, that little light-skinned chick, Harley Quinn, when I heard Harley Quinn say to a white commentator, "Oh, this is supposed to be racism, right?" I heard like 5 or 6 chicks say that were black women. And I said, "How dare you? Excuse my French, you little bitches. You got a black father, black uncles, black grandfather, black uncles. And you getting online with white people? Tell me, what's going on, Tina? How you doing? You getting online?" And this is doing disrespect to any of my Italian friends, any people out there that know me. It's no disrespect to that crowd. Y'all know that. I love you. But I have to talk about these people because these people are half of me too. So you understand what I'm saying. I'm calling a fucking bond. What do you want me to do? It seems to me that like these women are willing to take a knee and puck up to the cheeks of anybody that'll give them an opportunity without fully thinking what are the repercussions. And that's a person that's an opportunist. That's a person that's in the moment. And there's nothing wrong with taking opportunities, but make sure you take the right opportunity. There was this one man named Robert once time ago. Some of y'all might know this story. He wanted an opportunity. He had ambition. So he stood at the middle of a crossroads and the devil came down. The devil said to him, he said, "I'll give you every dream you want. I'll make everything come true that you want. But you got to do one thing though. At the end of all of this, you owe me a soul." That's what a lot of you motherfuckers are heading to. Now, let me tell you why I say that. How can I say it? The odds were different in the music business. Many of y'all don't know I spent 17 years in the music industry. I'm not like a lot of these other people that sit up here giving you guesstimates, telling you what they heard. Like, for example, I'm listening to a little light-skinned Harley Quinn today, and she talking about Fat Joe. And I'm like, shorty, as a visitor in New York, and listen, Gene, you need to tell that bitch. Like, seriously, you know what I'm talking about. Gene Dill, I'm talking to you. You need to talk to that bitch ASAP. The chick was on there talking about Fat Joe. And she was naming names, you know what I'm saying, that the bitch couldn't even pronounce right. But you sit up here talking about Pistol Pete, Cuban Link, niggas you don't even fucking know. You a visitor here. You not from New York. You ain't put in no time in New York. Nobody knows you in New York except for them goofy ass niggas. And all y'all goofy ass niggas that listen to in New York, man, motherfucker, die slow, bitch ass nigga. Word up. Any nigga that support that bitch, you don't support people in your own city or the tri-state, nigga, die slow, nigga. Word up. You a traitor. Now, like I said, right? Because I don't rock with that shit. I be watching shit and I be like, yo, niggas from New York is in here, you know what I'm saying, digging in on going in on the town. Like, sometimes it's all right to stay quiet. Really, sometimes it's just all right to stay quiet. You know what I mean? So, whoever's writing the comment, and some dumb bitch talking about, shut up, blah, blah, blah. See what I mean? I told you, a lot of black women, that's what they do. Anyway, long story short, we got rid of the bitch. Don't worry about it. I ain't arguing with that. Vocab have more than nigger. Vocab has more than nigger. That's what another one wrote. I swear to God, yeah, I'm gonna take a screenshot of that one. Because that one right there, I can just flag him. Give me 1 second, y'all. I told you. Black and white forces is coming together now. That's crazy, right? That's crazy, right? Listen, out of all the things you could have wrote, right? Ricardo Miller, you said, don't swear to God. I've been sitting here talking for 40 minutes. You ain't have nothing to say, a compliment or anything else I had to say, but you had to compliment on that. I talk about God all the time on here. So, Ricardo Miller, I'm going to tell you peace, all right? Because I don't like niggas that think they in the motherfucking notion they can tell me what the fuck to do on my channel, nigga. Plus, you don't donate nothing anyway. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I just came in. You just leaving. You know what I'm saying? Keep the story coming. I really like to hear the truth. You got these women that are lining themselves up with white individuals in media. They're being invited by these white individuals that are a different type of white individuals than the ones I hung around and grew up with. These white individuals actually not necessarily racist, but they are in a position of what they feel is theirs. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you're running into right now with these terminologies like white fatigue, black fatigue and all this stuff or whatever. And as they've done before, they've always used other minorities against each other. Like somebody was telling me something before, and this is why I laugh at a lot of, it's a difference between Latin America and Caribbean people. I tell people this all the time. Latinos from Latin America, a majority of them have never even seen anybody black in their entire life. You understand what I'm saying? They'll see somebody that's, dark or mantiz or whatever, but not black. You know what I'm saying? Like you see in Colombia, Panama, República Dominicana, tú sabes, para la gente latino, tú sabes, claro, el cubano, Jamaica, Haiti. You know what I mean? Like these people, they won't even interact with each other. Put it that way. But they're both Spanish speakers. You understand what I'm saying? But they will never interact with each other. A lot of times because of the distance, especially in communities. Sí, entonces habla cubano, entonces habla claro. So it's like, for me, I know when I'm interacting or whatever. Thank you. It said it's true. I know when they're interacting, they think they're like literally. Like, and a lot of these people, they'll try to condescend themselves with being white American until certain issues come up, like the border or the riots that happened in LA just a minute ago. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like, this is why I'm bringing this up. There was a time right after the Civil War that the Mexicans actually invited African Americans in that were coming in from the Civil War. They invited them into Mexico. Now, there's an area still to this day, and they even have a day that's similar to like Días de la Muerte, where they celebrate this. I forgot what it's called. Oye, hola, cubano. Entonces, sabe, pero la... Diablo. ¿Qué la llama? ¿Qué me la llama? ¿Qué la llama? No, es negro, es mexicano. No. No, Dios la muerte. Yo sale la cubano la mareno, ya. We're not going to change until something happens to the majority of us. We're divided us. I don't do that us shit. Yeah, I don't do that us shit. Yeah, I don't do that us shit. Give me 1 second, Dawn. Now I'm going to tell you why I don't do that us shit. Just give me 1 second. I want to say something too. Why not DIY? Entonces, ¿sabes? Porque yo tienen las mujeres, pero las negritas. Entonces, ¿sabes? Estas negritas ahí, en el americano, tienen mucho bonchanchero, pero mí. Entonces, ¿sabes? Pero en YouTube. Entonces, ¿sabes? So, es siempre lo dio y a dio. Entonces, ¿sabes? En las mujeres no quiere, o no me gusta, no gusta mío. Entonces, ¿sabes? Porque las mujeres no quieren mí por un chavo. Esa Antora ahí es un chavo. Entonces, ¿sabes? Pero las mujeres. Ajá. Entonces, ¿sabes? Oye, libre. Entonces, ¿sabes? Libre. So, for me, it's like that's the battle I have to fight. So that's why I be talking the way I talk. I'm just like, well, how I'm gonna still be friends with the same motherfuckers trying to destroy me? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Nah, nigga, you the ops. You know what I mean? Like, you let me know you was the ops. I didn't elect you and make you the ops. You elected and made yourself the ops. That's why I have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? For real, I'm telling you, like this real cunning, nasty, evil motherfuckers, like even when you ain't live and shit like that, they'll still do shit. So anyway, long story short, moving on, right? You got these people that are indoctrinated with this mentality now that they can just, one, they're victims all the time, even if they do dirt. You can't be a victim and you did dirt. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go run a dude and then somebody pop you back and do you like, oh no, I'm a victim. That shit don't work that way. But this is the mentality of people out here nowadays. Yeah, it's a spirit behind the people too, because tú eres latino, tú sabes, pero la sangría, tú sabes, pero no sangría, no sangría. Diferente porque, tú sabes, pero la persona ahí se sabe eso, no. Pero, un momento. Sí, sangre, pero espíritu, pero la Jesús, pero tú sabes, pero un momento. ¿Cómo es el espíritu? Shango, tú sabes, Shango. So for me, it's like, yeah. I'm right with you. Both of you. Maria, salud, mujer. So sometimes when I get like people in here, tú sabes, Shango, Balanyeba, and tú sabes, el espíritu. So when I get people in here, like they get mad because I start speaking Spanish and I leave out. So now you get what I'm saying. Now you know what I'm saying? Like you can't be a group of people that want everybody to be accepting of you, but you ain't accepting of nobody else. So let me continue what I was saying. The Mexicans had invited Black Americans that were escaping from the Civil War and indoctrination and the building of what you call the Night Riders initially, but now with the Espírito, entonces sabe, gracias, mujeres. You got like, I don't know how to explain it, but you got like these two combinations of cultures, right? That both knew they were suffering or whatever. And that's why I was kind of like, because they knew this back, and this is like right after the Civil War. Now you could go do your Googles, look this up or whatever. You could deny culture. You could tell people, oh nah, and you'll have groups from both sides that'll put a denial in it to this day. Like the Mexicans, they'll say nah, but they know exactly where these people live at. They've had fucking camera crews and numerous other people go down there and interview these folks, and they tell their own story or whatever, these Black Mexicans that are down there. So what I'm trying to make y'all understand is the difference between Latin America and the Caribbean. Latin America and the Caribbean are not the same. People, just because they like, and that's another thing too. Generally speaking, most people think that like Latinos have a typical look, and that look is kind of like either Indian or white, and that's not true at all. I look just like my father. Like I look exactly like that motherfucker. And if you look at him with any picture, ain't no denying whatsoever. This nigga's Cuban. You know what I mean? But it's sad because when it translates to American audiences, they can't understand that. Niggas think, she said, thank you, definitely not. It's like, it's a whole different thing. Like most of those people, Maria, tú sabes, pero la gente aquí pero la Perú, pero en la Perú, Ecuador, tú sabes, pero esas jíbaras, pero en el campo. Para mí son, tú sabes, ¿no? Esa es la jíbaro, like, de fuera la jíbara. You know what I mean? Like, jíbara, bueno, jíbaros. So, it's a difference. That's the first thing to learn. I didn't agree with a lot of race peddlers when they were online. Ya. ¿Por qué ya? Entonces, ¿sabes? No, porque yo hablo. Estos son jíbaros, son las jíbaras, pero en el campo. Este cabrón no tiene nada por andillo, por la comida, la nene, en esa tora. Esa de gente no tiene un chavo. But listen, a couple goats. I couldn't live like that. That's why I couldn't live in Cuba. Like Cuba be having like you go around Cuba at nighttime, nigga, be pitch dark. Like seriously, you know what street lights, nigga? Like shit, ain't gonna get you. You better like listen. Don't go to Latin American countries. You don't know how to speak Spanish. You want to? I swear to God. Don't go to Caribbean countries or Latin American countries and be scared. Like, nigga, I'm trying to tell you. And it'll be lights out, like, for 3 blocks. You'd be like, yo, we got to go down there. Yeah, that's why the house is. You got to. Then when you get down there, you got to go through an alley. Then when you get to the alley, right? It's a building, and it's probably like 9 shimmies where they got shit linked to get electricity for that one building. That's when the light come on again in the building. It don't come. It ain't no lights on outside. Nigga, trust me. Niggas will get you like word of mother. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be telling people. I'll be like, yo, listen, I'm trying to tell you, if you think you hard and you from the ghetto or whatever, that's cool. But you don't take out of contention that niggas in the Caribbean, Latin America, even Africa, and some of these countries, these niggas have a different type of thirst than you do. You know what I'm saying? And they have a different type of way of affective violence than you do too in some cases. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I think like both. I think like black people and I think like Latinos and a lot like a fucking Italian for some reason. Now I'm starting to. I never thought of it like that, but I guess so. Huh? Hold on one second, guys. Let me. I wanted to cover that part right there because I wanted to let y'all know, as Black Americans or whatever, you really, especially the men, you really can't afford to be racist right now. You really can't afford to be racist. I don't think that's the best way of you combating it. Like it almost comes off as kind of sissy-ish. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get people like Umar Johnson ain't picking up the motherfucking Mossberg and being like, yo, let's go out here and do this. But you know who is? Them niggas that was in Ohio that picked up the whole communities, Mossberg, shotguns, AR. There was 2 niggas out there with 50 cows or whatever. They was ready to take everybody out that was part of that KKK movement. See, that's the difference between talking about action and being about action. You understand what I'm saying? And the difference is those people that came outside to fight against that Klan. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the video was still up. You know what I'm saying? That's right down there in Ohio. They came out. It was like at least, I'd say no less than 300 people out there. Every last one of them was locked and loaded. Every last one of them was legal. You understand what I'm saying? And every last one of them walked up out of there like, yo, Sean, like everybody can go. It was so bad they had to put the KKK members in the back of one of the SWAT trucks and get them up out of there like that because they were that scared for them. And 2 cops just sat there and watched. And there was nothing they could do. They couldn't arrest anybody out there because most of the men were ex-military men and shit like that. So that's why I'm trying to tell you. They had their call to arms and they had it quick because they were under the leadership of men. Yo, that was Lincoln Heights. They picked the wrong hood. Thank you. That's the difference. And that's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Y'all been spending years giving these motherfuckers money. And these niggas will pick up a pistol and go after another man of color, or they'll go try to correct another man of color. Don't y'all find this consistency? But they won't do like them people did down there in Ohio what was needed. No, go check them motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? Don't go check niggas, exit a nigga and put him out of the commission or whatever, and then come back to the hood and keep on doing dirt, but you won't go over to the hood and check. I mean, you won't go over to the white neighborhoods and go check one of them motherfuckers. Go over there and check the police chief and be like, yo, why the fuck you been locking them niggas in this motherfucking area all this time? Handle that. You understand what I'm saying? Go over there to the judge, the crooked judge in your community that you've been talking about for the past 10 years. Go over there with the Mossberg, knock on his door, be like, yo, Your Honor, can I sit down and have a talk with you? If y'all so fucking tough. It's the only thing I see y'all niggas doing, like even on my channel, niggas want to come in here and talk blah, 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 whatever. Like you ain't got to respect me. Like nigga, you gonna respect me. Trust me, I'll make you. That's one of the things my cousins and them taught me when I was young. I'm talking about my Latin cousins and my black cousins. Like I don't come from no pussies, bro. Trust me when I tell you that. As little as I am, you gonna find out real fucking quick. This motherfucker is nuts. He on some different, yes, I'm on some different shit. And that's not a warning. I'm just letting you know what you're dealing with. So I don't come from no guys like that. Like I remember the first time I heard somebody say this, and this was an older dude. Like, yo, them niggas, I don't ask for niggas respect. I take it. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit always stuck in my mind. Like, I don't ask for a nigga. I know I'm gonna take my respect from you if they come down to that. A lot of these chicks out here and a lot of these dudes out here that are online, I'm segueing a little bit. They seem bent on nothing else but coming in and attacking other people of color, but they never concerned about attacking white people. And that's why I pointed out and I did that little segment. I went over to Puff's trial the other day because I wanted to point that out to you. And hopefully I thought out the day, maybe y'all would go back and listen to that, but you know, things happen. But I talked about Harvey Weinstein and what he had did. You understand what I'm saying? Even when these motherfuckers had a break from the case and they could have gone and talked about Harvey Weinstein, you notice they didn't? You notice they didn't? And Harvey Weinstein, the reason I'm talking about him now, because he just got a mistrial this past Friday. I went in front of the courthouse, talked about it. In front of the cops, talked about it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about it my way. So that's the first thing y'all gonna notice in the video. I talked about it my way. I didn't change my voice or nothing like I was like, yo, fuck Harvey Weinstein. You understand what I'm saying? They might have been in the caboose with him, in cahoots with him. Why is that the first thing you think? Still, Lorraine, I think that's what your name. Have you ever did that? Cahoots? It's cahoots, okay? So that's a problem. Y'all gotta stop trying to sound smart and y'all ain't smart. It's cahoots, okay? That's C-A-H, you ready? C-A-H-O-O, you ready? Jesus Christ. Team, Mark. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even want to do it because I'm being mean while I do that. That's why I stopped doing that. I was like, nah, because I don't like when people do that to me. But at least your computer did that. Oh, you call me sir? Oh man. Let me tell y'all what sir is. When a chick call you sir in a chat room or any conversation she in, you know what I'm saying? Ma'am. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you what that translates to. It translates to motherfucker, you asshole, you bitch, or whatever one of the four she's thinking. So ma'am, which translates to you cunt, you bitch, you sarcastic motherfucker, you loser bitch that can't spell. You understand what I'm saying? You have a nice day. The fuck? Exactly. Coming in, nobody give a fuck what you think. Going back over there where you belong. I told you be a bunch of these bum bitches that come in here. They got little channels and shit. I went and blocked like 30 of them this morning. I saw a couple of people that was, oh yeah, let me talk about that real quick. So the reason I brought that little light-skinned girl into the conversation, right, was because when I was going, like, okay, so when you blocking people on you, I'm gonna get into the Fat Joe T.I. thing. Just chill. We only an hour in. Make sure y'all double tap and hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. So listen, check this out. I wanna enter this real heavy, but I had to take that time to show y'all. And once again, y'all see it right there with your own two eyes where that woman came in here and she was talking about they may have been in cahoots with Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein ain't fuck with Puff. Harvey Weinstein ain't fuck with Puff. That chick that was just in here without a picture thought something that she could do something that the rest of the motherfuckers could do. See, these chicks that try to do that shit, they real slick. This is what they do. They'll come into your chat room, right? And they'll be like, well, maybe this happened, you know, because I'm the solitude and I know everything. You know, like these bitches will present to you that they more intelligent than you off the jump. They don't know your education background, don't know your work history. It's just based on the fact that you're a man, and especially if you're a man of color. I know I'm smarter than you because all women are smarter than men. Yet you bitches are still making less than us. You're probably always making less than us, and the system itself is ran by men. If you want to get bored on a TV channel right now, it's going to be through a man. Everything comes from a man for the most part, for at least 70% of this country, if not 75 to 80% of it. It's just the way the world is. I'm not promoting either or. I'm not promoting your destitute like you would promote mine, but I'm just literally spitting out the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe you ain't as hot a commodity as you think. Because if we really took half of you chicks, especially motherfuckers that sit at home all day, don't do shit but type online and shit like that, don't think I ain't privy to that. I got bitches that talk shit to me that sit up in their house with my motherfucking pajamas and a fucking scarf on their head all fucking day, talking shit to me and ain't doing shit in life. You understand what I'm saying? You got some bras right now and some dudes that your big superstars right now. They gonna go home back to them little towns they from, and this country, that country, this country. I mean, that's town, this state, that state, this state, and many of them, except for maybe like 6 of them, gonna be the same regular motherfuckers they were before the Diddy trial. Trust me. Your channels will never peak where they are in the numbers again. And then quickly they'll understand the numbers are reducing. Not because I'm not talking about Diddy, because you don't have nothing to talk about. Hey, yo, Tina, don't be the next motherfucker get kicked out of here, all right? All right, ma'am. See see me and Tina joking. I know Tina. You know what I'm saying? Tina been right here for a long time. Anybody in here, y'all make sure y'all respect Tina, man. Oh God, no one. Y'all motherfuckers is crazy, bro. What happened, man? You went in the bathroom real quick. This motherfucker said, your channel is currently having issues and will be fixed within 24 hours. The problem is currently running with no subscription or program. The fuck is this nigga talking about? You joined 4 months ago just to say some goofy ass shit like that? God damn, man. Listen, man, bro, let me tell you something. This nigga been here for 4 months and no subscribers. You need to go find you a girlfriend for one. Number two, you need to find you some friends. You understand what I'm saying? And number three, you must be an ugly motherfucker because you ain't got picture here the first. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, your name is Twitch, all right. That motherfucker sitting here as he was making that fake profile. He's like, I'll show them all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, crazy ass motherfucker. I don't be fucking with these niggas in the chat room, man. Not too much. You know what I'm saying? But Tina, I know Tina. Shit. Well, he said something so fucked up, they wouldn't even show it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get rid of niggas, man. I don't be fucking with these niggas. Having these dudes on this app is goofy anyway. All you gotta do is just listen to some of the stuff they say, right? Oh, Tyrone Pickles. Oh, anybody think that's funny? Let him say what we gonna say. Anybody think that's funny in the chat room? Beating you, that's his name. You know what I'm saying? Anybody think that's funny? Anybody think he's funny? Anybody think he's funny? Oh, him. Oh, I was like, what the fuck? These niggas be wild. What's going on, Fred U.S. Marine? That's somebody I know right there. Guys, also make sure you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. You know what I'm saying? We use them. And also you can buy products. I got products for sale. I'm talking about not products of my own or my name on them or something like that. Yeah, some weird ass trolls, right? But I've got products like colognes and perfumes for women from leading stores like Neiman Marcus, Macy's, and things like that. So go check them out, purchase it. YouTube doesn't pay us a lot. That's why I talk shit about them a lot. You know what I'm saying? And if you with that type of shit, then make sure that y'all just go in there and support your boy like they support all these chicks. Now back to the story here, because I want to talk about T.I. and I want to talk about Fat Joe. Shorty, let me tell you something. And I know there's some people that some fans of hers or deal with her or whatever in here. But I got to tell you, Lisa Smells, I'm calling that the Black Harley Quinn. Jokey. If your name is Sean Diddy Combs, you know what I mean? Everyone. Shorty, watch who the fuck you talk about in New York. You understand what I'm saying? And Gene Dill, you need to tell her that. Like, let me tell you what the worst thing you can do, right? The worst thing you could do as a man, you know what I'm saying? The worst thing you could do as a man is tell a chick, yo, you good with her fuck nigga shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. So there's some chicks out here that if niggas tell them, and Tina, you back me up on this. There's some chicks out here, especially mature women. If you tell them, yo, shorty, don't worry about nothing while you up in here, you good. You understand what I'm saying? Shorty's not going to take advantage of that and then start running around the club and just purposely starting fights with people because she care about you. She don't want you to go to jail unnecessarily. She don't want you to get locked up, have a court case unnecessarily. She worried about you. So shorty is going to make sure she stay in line, an adult woman, a mature woman. You understand what I'm saying? This woman can be anywhere from 22 years old all the way up until 50, 60 something years old. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I already know. So back me up on this, Tina. Forget them folks. So the thing is here, you kind of got to look at it from the same, I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain. It's almost like you got to look at it from a perspective. Exactly. You got to look at it from a perspective of this. Some women, if you tell them on the other hand, hey, yo, shorty, you good. Don't worry about nothing. They will use that and it will entice them to actually go start shit with people just to see if y'all telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying? So you get 2 or 3 people or whatever, you can get a certain type of chick to feel like she's invincible. You understand what I'm saying? This is real talk. You can get some chicks that make them feel like they invincible. And now the reason they feel like invincible because you're a man and they're a woman. But with many of these chicks that do that route, what I find is one, they're immature, 2, they act like a child. 3, they're not as smart as they think they are. They're just slick. There's a difference between being slick and smart. I done met niggas. I was in the music business for 17 years, bro. I done met motherfuckers that was slicker than you. You understand what I'm saying? And I caught them. You know what I mean? But, okay, believe what you want. My point is, you know what I'm saying? Because now she's trying to get down to this thing where she's trying to deduce me. Hey, baby girl, I'm gonna give you the best piece of advice. Anything you see ain't what you see. And sometimes you ain't meant to see what you ain't meant to see. Figure that one out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you are Harley Quinn. That's one from the Riddler. All right? Not the Diddler, the Riddler. You know what I'm saying? Figure that shit out. Sometimes everything you think is ain't what it is. And sometimes what you think it couldn't be, it actually is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you do what you want to. Point I'm getting at is sometimes you get these girls that get online, and let's say, for example, they were in front of certain niggas, they ain't gonna talk that way if they out in public. If they by themselves, they ain't gonna talk that way when they out in public. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I always know the difference. If you somebody like me, you've been in the prison system before, you already know for a fucking fact. You understand what I'm saying? That's when the difference come into effect. And the difference come in when you in the prison joint and you like, yo, okay, ain't no guns in here. That's the first thing. Ain't no guns in here. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to set it or the way you gonna set it. I had a little instance with somebody in there, whatever is well documented. You can go look it up or whatever you want to, like y'all weird ass niggas be doing. I poked this nigga in the motherfucking neck like 4 times. Like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stupider than I look. So I was just like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, I did it with a plastic fork, nigga. Like, okay, let me tell you. If you hold that shit like this, right? The plastic fork shit, if you hold it like this and take this thumb and put it together, right? It makes this shit stiff as fuck. It's stiff as how you're hitting that right there. So the thing is, you don't want to come down with the motherfucker. That's just gonna bruise. You got to come up with the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it sounds like a lot of narcissists hanging around. It might be, but anyway, like I was saying, you had a lot of you got a lot of situations where these girls they're jumping in front of men and they're trying to get these men to blindly defend them. And a lot of these men are blindly defending them because a lot of these men got daughters. And what I find more frequently is a lot of these men, other than having daughters or nieces that they really clingly and attached to. First thing you got to remember, this ain't niecey poo. This ain't your daughter. This is a regular broad. You understand what I'm saying? She ain't got no connection to you. You understand? I mean, you get what I'm saying? So when you sometimes, right, when you get, how can I say it? Sometimes when you get certain chicks and they new to the scene, the first thing and the last thing you don't want to do when you get to New York City is try to set, because like uh, you down there in the Mickey Mouse section of New York. You don't know what I'm talking about, huh? Like y'all need to allow her. She in the Mickey Mouse section of New York. Like I can't take no bitch serious that's sitting in front of the courthouse talking shit about motherfuckers. When you walk off from there, everywhere you go, you ain't in the middle of the street talking shit. Like, yeah, fuck that nigga Fat Joe. I think that nigga did it. Da 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 da. Listen, link up with me. I'll take you over there so you can say it on the block. Real talk, Sky Time. Listen, Jean, let me take her over to the block. And she can say all that shit over there in Fat Joe's projects, Fat Joe neighborhood, where he still be coming through. Let her say a diatribe there. Because when I said my diatribe, I did my diatribe in the hood. Y'all remember? Remember? Take Shorty Lightskin over there and let her pop that shit off. No bodyguard, no in front of the fucking what's the name? Nah, bitch, because you ain't. That's why. And that's the difference. Bitch, you pussy. You understand what I'm saying? You always been pussy, and you always gonna be pussy. So quit trying to act like you tough and you reprimanding Fat Joe, you reprimanding motherfucking Diddy. You understand what I'm saying? Just because that bitch you sitting up under elected you the new head mammy in her quadrant, not in our quadrant, but in her quadrant. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, Gene, but talk to that, talk to her, talk to her. Talk to her, because she don't want that problem. See, that problem is different. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Shout out to Fat Joe, man. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Fat Joe. Like I said, this is a love song, man. This ain't a death song. It's a love song. Do I think it'll be a mistrial? No comment. No comment. All right. And I don't know why you putting on them thinking emojis on and all that shit or whatever, trying to test my intellect. Trust me, homie, I'm way more intellectual than you think I am, or I let on. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I know not to do is answer that question online from a stranger that I've never met before. No offense. Or anybody that's never donated here but asking a question. To ask questions like that from somebody that was in the music industry for 17 years and worked specifically with Diddy and all of them or whatever, which I show people pictures, videos, people that confirm me. What I don't even have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? The only people that would doubt you is niggas that don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So I can live with that. You know what I'm saying? Tisa tells she don't know me. None of them bloggers down there know me except for one of it's one blogger down there. And y'all notice that's the only reason I had, no, you good, B. You know what I'm saying? Hit the Cash App. I maybe answer your question. You know what I mean? But I be putting too much work in, and I was down there at that courtroom 8 months ago. 8 months ago, not just recently. You know what I'm saying? Like, go on my history, you're gonna see I was at every last one of Diddy's hearings when nobody was there in the cold, and niggas wouldn't even buy me a coffee. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they literally wouldn't donate $5 to give me a coffee on multiple times. So I got into spending my own money. So now I'm trying to make some of my money back. You know what I mean? So I can't be answering, and I'm always fair with people. I'll answer your question. You know what I mean? Whatever. But Shorty talking about, I listened to her today. She was talking about Fat Joe. Entonces, sabe, la gente en la cubano. And I was like, yo, for real, Shorty? Like, do you know Joe? And then she was like mentioning names. Like, she was mentioning Pete. Everybody know these niggas, man. Them niggas been beefing for years. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was talking about it like it was new. So it's weird when you hear these chicks where and these outlets where normally these conversations would have been had years ago on a beef DVD, or they would have been handled on more discreet ways. They would have been handled on Cocaine City or the Come Up DVDs, or you know what I'm saying? Like, these things would have been held right there, and the mysticism and the conversations would have stayed right there in the hood. Y'all niggas started to go Hollywood with this shit. Now these niggas is Hollywood with us. I listened to that bitch today, sit there talking about, and some other guy named Pistol Pete, because you know she always tries to articulate like she's half a white woman, but be claiming black woman. Y'all gotta stop that shit. I know some. Yo, go check out Sister Soldier. Every black woman in America, because I noticed that. You ever notice a lot of black women are losing their motherfucking their voice? Their voice is becoming very simulated, and the men are doing the same thing. Like, I hear a lot of the podcasters down there talking, hi guys, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so extravagantly, we've got another situation today. You won't believe this, guys. And they're trying to talk like they're white men and shit like that. And I'm like, you sound fucking like an idiot. You understand what I'm saying? Or they try to sound like a white woman. You sound like a fucking idiot. You know why you sound like an idiot? And it sounds so forced? Let me tell you something. As a music artist, right? Any music artists is out there, the worst thing you want, I'm gonna help y'all out here. For a lot of y'all aspiring musicians, y'all better listen to this, because it'll take some of y'all 10, 15 years to get this, and I'm gonna give it to you right here. If you want the formula to make it a good song, you ready? Make sure the shit sounds naturally good. If you have to build on the song too much, every song needs build. But if you have to build on the song too much, and it starts becoming forced, whether it's the lyrics, the repetition, or even the pattern of what you're delivering, or your version of it, right? You need to scrap that shit. Scrap that shit, come back to it. I don't give a fuck how good of an idea it was. It'll be a better one if you wait. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there's rare chances and opportunities where it sounds perfectly good the first time you write it out. I've had those experiences, but I write songs, you know what I'm saying? Which many people that know me know. You know what I'm saying? I write R&B songs and rap songs now. You know what I'm saying? I used to just write rap songs, and I'm really good at it. So I'm not no average artist or some artist that suck or something like that. I'm actually an artist that's good. Many people will agree with that. But it's just like the artists, dog. You get a lot of these, the new artists are the YouTubers. That's why I wanted to spend on that. A lot of the artists are the new YouTubers, and they don't understand a lot of them are one-hit wonders. Now, what's going to happen soon, and there's one good thing that's going to come out of this. I'm going to talk about Fat Joe and all that in a second. But one good thing that's going to come out of all this is this. My homie said, boss. One good thing that's going to come out of this is this. All these, oh my God, like, I can't believe it, like Diddy, and then the dudes out here talking like, yeah, and you won't believe this, guys. And guess what? You know, like, sound like a suburban white guy, but, you know, the difference is I talk like this and I actually live in the fucking suburbs. You understand what I'm saying? The fuck is this shit? I had a kid down there, right? You know what, kid? You're not too smart. I put my faith in you, but you ain't too smart. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, you got three different types of smart out here. Let me tell you what I'm talking about when we talk about New York, when we talk about our smarts. You got the instinctively smart. You know what instinctively smart is? This is a motherfucker, even if he's selling crack on the corner or whatever the case may be, he can tell you one or three ways how to add up getting 2 + 2 up to 100 in his mind. He ain't got to need no calculator or nothing like that. This is a guy that can break down to you things that are going on in society or whatever, into an unmasked portion that you even know. See, one thing we know in New York City is you see even sitting, you talk to the bum sometimes because the bum will teach you how not to fucking get where he got to. You can listen and talk to the person that was a failed astronomer, a failed book writer, a failed whatever. No, the failed motherfuckers is the ones you want to talk to. Nobody wants to talk to the fucking winner anymore because the winner's never going to fully divulge how he's winning. Then you become the competition. And that's the rule of business. Keep all competition as far away from as you can. And if you can't get the competition away from you, you move from the competition and give them something to compete against. Yeah, that's how Puff taught us. That's how Puff taught us. There is no competition. We are the competition. And just like the musician I am and the YouTubers you are, if you notice, I don't ever copy y'all records. I don't ever bite y'all lyrics. I don't ever grab your song concepts. But y'all YouTuber niggas do. And there's going to become a time real soon, it might be before the Diddy trial or after the Diddy trial, the major media is going to be the same ones y'all putting y'all faith in. They're going to be the same ones that bring it up. Let's take a deeper dive into YouTubers. Let's take a deeper dive into YouTubers down at the Diddy trial. And then they're going to start breaking things out or whatever. Now, one thing that's going to come up, and I hope Law and Crime covers it the best. The one thing that's going to come up here is this. How come there were so many African-American YouTubers covering the Diddy trial, but they went over there covering Harvey Weinstein? And it was literally right next door. In fact, you silly motherfuckers would have had more access to Harvey Weinstein than you would have had to Puff. They only letting 14 motherfuckers up in there. Did you know that? And half of them got people sitting out there, you know what I'm saying, for $20 an hour. So you better hope somebody loses their money or something like that or whatever. I feel sorry for them niggas the other night. You know, I took a look at them niggas the other night before I left. Yeah, the other night, you know, what was that, Wednesday? I took a look at them niggas before I left. I said, let me do a head count real quick. Next thing I know, there's a black police car coming around the corner with lights on or whatever. Them niggas just scared of me down there. I ain't hurt nobody, officer. I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I swear to God. Scouts on, I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I just come down there and talk my shit, you know what I'm saying? I heard a little shorty yesterday, the little light-skinned gal. She said, yeah, Diddy's got his team down there. And then this other dude, who he must be working with her or he watch her, because they're kind of like in the same elk, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got these certain podcasters, these new podcasters that some of them I really feel sorry for, because the point where you got to act like an idiot, you got to act like you're not in the know, or you got to act like you're against your own people to satisfy another group of people or the rest of the world, a nigga like that is dangerous. Because you're only seeing the beginning of who she or he could be. when you start to see who they can become and who they are becoming, that's even more worse. So this is one kid the other day, right? And nigga, you know I'm talking about you. So when you see me next time, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got an issue or something, come holler at me. There's this one nigga. I put them on. Like I put niggas on like all the time. You know what I'm saying? And most niggas, they be like, yo, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And I don't want no big congratulations. Just, yo, I appreciate it. So I try to put the nigga on the other day. I was like, yo, I told the nigga who I was. I did it at a spot where he ain't had no other space in there for anybody else to see it. So if I would have, when I left the comment, it was the only person that would see it is me. And so I told the nigga, I said, yo, be on your P's and Q's. I got something for you. And I guess the nigga, like, you know, certain niggas, they think that a nigga that's a superstar or whatever, because they're real glossy type niggas nowadays. You understand? They kind of like puff at the beginning. You know, the shiny suit shit. That's how these niggas are. These are shiny suit niggas. So these shiny suit niggas, because if you notice how a lot of them YouTubers dress when they go down there, they think it's a fashion show. Same thing they do at church. You follow me? So anyway, you know what I mean? Like you go to church, it's a fashion show. You go to court, it's a fashion show. Like, nah, it's not a fashion show, my nigga. But all right, do what you want to do. And then niggas will be like, if you're dressed for success and not all this shit. I'm like, nigga, I've been dressing wavy since I've been going down there. What are you talking about? And I ain't had bigger people talk to me than the niggas y'all trying to impress. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, man, oh man, because I can talk so much about this shit, but I like to break it down the way I break it down. A lot of them YouTubers that are down there right now are tap dancers. I don't know how to put it no other way. They tap dancers. They really don't care about the story and the premise or depth of the story, which is women being SA. They care about cash apps. They care about views. They care about things like that of that nature. And what people are going to start to do is they're going to start unpacking that shit as time progresses. The larger media, when they go back and they do an overview of all this shit, because trust me, that'll be another 3 or 4 weeks of content. The overview and the results of the Diddy case and the blah 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 blah, whatever that may be. They gonna they're all gonna look at it. You understand what I'm saying? And they're gonna put it on a microscope. And what you're doing, and you don't even realize it, because a lot of y'all are kind of slow. Y'all live in the moment. Y'all don't live in anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? This is like the average nigga in America. You know what I'm saying? You know, the average motherfucker in America ain't even got $500 in their pocket. You know that? In savings. Something like 68 to 70% of Americans. So I know, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's something to think about, right? But anyway, they don't think about tomorrow. They think about today and in the moment. The motherfuckers like that are dangerous. They'll hit a brick wall every time. Only thing you gotta do is just wait for them to hit the brick wall. Most of the time, you know what I'm saying? I say 95% of the time, just wait for them to hit the brick wall. And so a lot of those podcasters down there have now gotten into the interest because if you notice, the major media is not doing it. Their whole thing is salaciousness, keys, jokes, and everything. And some of y'all down there doing them keys and jokes and brown nosing with women and shit for free. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen several niggas down there talking about, yo, I want to interview this female podcast. I want to interview this female podcaster. And mind you, they've been there longer than those female podcasters. So why the fuck would you want to be interviewed by her? If anything, she should be interviewing you. There's a silence right now in the chat room. Guys, make sure y'all double tap and hit the screen and hit that like button or whatever. If you a hater, welcome here. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? If you anti-black or African-American, welcome here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all like that. If you anti-men, welcome here. You know what I'm saying? If you pro-Tisa Tells, welcome here. Como tu estás, puta sucia? Oye, puti. Like I said, you know, you welcome here. You can listen to the diatribe, but at least hit the like button. That's all we asking. At least hit the cash app every now and then. That's all we asking. You know what I'm saying? Same way y'all hit everybody else. I try to tell y'all, and I'm going to keep telling y'all, you're in an era now on YouTube where salaciousness is everything. Not the facts, not none of that. It's just a whole bunch of niggas giggling and unprofessional. And what you see is when they got to segue and talk about something else, they can't talk about it very well. Don't y'all notice that? They all confined. Most of them YouTubers is covering the Diddy trial right now. They all confined to talking about the same shit. And that's why I know better, because I was down there before all of them 8 months ago, up until, well, shit, I took 2 weeks off, 2.5 weeks off or whatever, when I had a little incident down there. And at that time, I said, it's going to get crazy down here. What happened next? Amon Wiggins gets attacked the same way I do. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know Amon Wiggins or whatever. The nigga walked past me the other day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he saw me, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But shout out to you, B. I'm sorry that happened to you, but I ain't got no problems with Duke. You know what I'm saying? He walked right past me with 2 bras the other day on Wednesday. And later on, I knew it was him because I seen the shirt the person had on, but I ain't put it together until I seen a video of him later on or whatever. So shout out to the Mon Wiggins dude, man. Same thing happened to him. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all like him, don't like him, whatever the case may be. I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't here for your, preconceptions or whatever. That's on y'all. But as far as I'm concerned, what I saw was a nigga trying to get away from a bitch. And he told the chick, yo, shorty, I'll slap you with $100 bill. And at first, I even got to admit, I thought he said slap shorty. I was like, well, I ain't even say I was slap shorty, but niggas were accusing me of slapping shorty. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was literally accusing me of slapping shorty. It was like, you look like you gonna hit her. I said, listen, I wouldn't look like I'm gonna hit her. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she did something to me, because the chick kept lurching at me, following me, she jumped up on my face initially. I didn't even say nothing to the chick. And then Amon Wiggins had the same thing happen to him. Then there was another podcaster that had the same thing happen to him with the same girl with Amon Wiggins. Ironically enough, the same girl I was out in and out of it with, or whatever, and it's on multiple people's cameras, right? Same thing happened with her. She said some nasty shit to Don Richard, and it wasn't until she said something nasty to Don Richard that all the women said, hey, no, don't do that, because it was a woman. But when it was me and Myron, them chicks was just key and laughing. You ought to take it. Like, you see it in the video, you know what I mean? So it led me to believe at that point, I was like, okay, this is the time where this trial is starting to go in this feminist direction. And I don't need to be here. Let's let this blow over. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty soon or another, some people are kind of slow, so it take them a minute to catch up on things. But people that know and know, when I said, yo, this shit about to get worse down here, and the next thing you know, shorty, they had to kick her out the space because she was down there. She flashed her breasts in front of Myron. And none of those black women that were sitting there said anything. But when she said something to Don Richard that was disgusting about the size of Diddy's joint, that's how she said it. I'm going to say it like that. All of a sudden, it was like, hey, no, you see us on recording. No. I'm like, yo, what kind of hypocrite shit is that? So now I'm seeing it on camera and it's a factor. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm supposed to do? Ignore it? I'm supposed to ignore it? These chicks out here and a lot of these niggas out here is playing moves, man, all for likes and views, man. So, I might not be able to stop every last one of you. I mean, I ain't got that many. But what that I could do is allow other people to know about you rotten motherfuckers and how you've used this to be a cash cow for your summer cash. Some of y'all. There's other ones of y'all that have been doing your due diligence and you being fair about the situation. Well, I ain't talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Including one that I met. You know what I mean? But I just don't like when suckers be doing shit. Like, a lot of niggas keep running the same shit all the time. Like, y'all don't peep it? Like, they'll all come down simultaneously, and it's about 15 motherfuckers reporting on the same shit. So only thing you gotta do is just go watch one motherfucker coming out the Diddy trial, and you know what I'm saying? They all gonna be saying the same shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't depend on none of them to tell me the story. Like, you know what I mean? I'm good. I don't need no YouTubers. So for anybody thinking some YouTuber or whatever I'm working with, nah, I'm not working with no YouTubers, including the one you saw on the camera the other day. He does his thing, I do my thing or whatever, because somebody came in here. And I also want to say this. That dude ain't never did a motherfucking thing to me. And if I want to have him on my motherfucking camera, bitch, this ain't a democracy. Bitch, this ain't no motherfucker. I don't need no co-cap. This is none of that, nigga. Reason nigga was talking on my channel because I don't want him to talk on my channel. It's like y'all niggas have anybody on your channel talk when you want them to talk, but you don't want nobody to say nothing. That's why I said this double-sided shit got to stop. Bitch, you don't come over here and litigate who the fuck be on my channel or niggas. That nigga come over here and tell me, yo, why you got the Denot nigga on your channel for, Sean? That nigga fucked up. I said, the nigga ain't never said, listen, I noticed something out of the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed real shit when I see it. I had never met Duke before. He happened to walk past me. I've been saying for the past 2 weeks. And when I see nephew out there, I'm going to tap him on the shoulder real quick. Yo, what up, B? You know what I'm saying? That was it. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen him, he almost walked past me. I did what I said. I tapped him on the shoulder. Yo, what up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no smoke. We was just talking. The nigga was, you know what I'm saying? He was cool. I ain't seen no deceit in him. That's the one thing. I ain't seen no deceit in the nigga. I know I want to peep deceit on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to look at him in a certain way or nothing. I ain't peep no deceit on the nigga or nothing like that. So what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to, because you don't like him, not have him on my shit. And I don't even have niggas on here. You understand what I'm saying? So all that Chuck shit about, yo, why you had to do, because I wanted to have him on the motherfucking shit, nigga. And I wanted to prove a point that it's the same thing that be happening to him, be happening to me. Niggas going around, don't donate to him, bitches. Don't donate to him. Don't give him any money. Don't do this, don't do that. When you got bitches like that, who need the KKK and the motherfucking white supremacists? These bitches is worse than that because you look like us. That's the point I'm getting at. These bitches don't care about y'all, dog. And a lot of these niggas don't either. And when y'all start getting that shit, man, y'all be a lot better place, man. I don't give a fuck about these niggas, man. For real. Y'all niggas deal with me, man. You know what I mean? Sure. Niggas want to talk all that shit. Talk about, hell yeah, we back for the power and us and all this shit. Nigga talk all that us, we. That's why I tell niggas don't talk that us, we shit in my chat room. Because they're going to be sitting there talking about us, we shit or whatever. Then you look down and see if that nigga donated anything. You know what I'm saying? He been here like 6-7 times. That's why I donate. I got, thank you, Karen. That's why I got rid of a whole, thank you very much, Karen, if you're still here. That's why I got rid of a lot of people today and yesterday. I was like, yo, these niggas be here. It be niggas that be in here my whole entire broadcast, right? And be right. And that's why you don't see a couple of them here. And they'll be saying, thank you, Karen. And they'll be sitting here and they'll be talking the shit that they talking or whatever. And I'll be like, yeah, that's real, nigga, but donate a couple dollars in there because this shit I need. I need to buy some new equipment. I need to buy a new ring light. You see this motherfucker? I accidentally stepped on it one night. It was already broken. I wasn't even bitching then. I done ripped the whole fucking cord off this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I need that. There's a couple other pieces I need so I can bring y'all better material. And it's and y'all, biggest thing y'all forgetting is I know New York City better than most motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take y'all, like, this shit gonna be over in a minute, nigga. We still got the whole summer to go. You feel me? So make sure you fuck with your boy right under Mod L $STRINGERBELL80. If you don't like donating, there's also products that I have down there for women and men's cologne, women's men's cologne and perfume. So go down there and check it out. It's all from upscale stores. It ain't no cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a bottle gonna cost you like $345, $180, but you want the real shit, right? You don't want the knockoffs. So go down there and purchase something, right? I get a commission off that. If you don't do that, make sure you double tap the screen and hit the like button. You know what I mean? Do me a favor. Do me the same favor. Y'all do all these chicks that go in there and run niggas to the ground that look like your daddy. You understand what I'm saying? If you like your father, that is. Thank you, Amadel. And the Model ain't just saying that. He's somebody that constantly supports me. So make sure you put that in, and y'all put that in motherfucking contention. And so Mod supports, he's always supporting $25, $40, $75, whatever. So I'm just wondering myself, I'm like, damn, first you had a problem with me not being down at the court. No, I gotta say this. First niggas had a problem. It was like, how come you ain't back down at the courthouse? Because I said, nigga, I've been spending my own money for the past 8 months going down there. And prior to that, I was covering the Trump trial. Y'all wasn't interested in that, so I wasted $120 on that. I covered that shit for 3 days. I saw the numbers went down, so these niggas ain't into this. Boom, let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? And luckily I did at that time because the nigga set himself on fire down there. Read up about that. Then prior to that, I was covering the Jonathan Majors trial, and I was actually in person for that. Like I was sitting right next to Megan Good. I was sitting in front of Jonathan Majors. I had one of the best seats in the house. You know what I'm saying? Shout to my man Bino. You know what I'm saying? And niggas didn't want to donate to that. And it was even weird enough. Black people joined in on that too with Jonathan Majors and was pouncing on him all because he was with a white woman. Meanwhile, you got Serena Williams with a white man, many other black females with white men, and y'all just applaud them. Oh, they're in a better place now because they're with that white man. And I got something up to counter that later on because a lot of white dudes are starting to wake up from that bullshit too. So listen, let me go into this right here first. You know what I'm saying? La pana, la cubano, tú sabes, eran blanco. Thank you very much. Yo, Ahmad, would you tell these niggas? These niggas just started. Listen when I tell you this. Tisa tells, and I say, Tisa tells, and almost every last one of them bloggers down there, except for 4 of them. One of them, the nigga with the gray bob beard, to be acting like he a bigger blogger. Like he be routing his name under another bigger blogger. I ain't gonna say his name like that because I kind of fuck with the nigga. Him, he's always been outside. He was just outside earlier today. Then there's another nigga down there, which I got talked to the nigga personally. I wanted to see the nigga energy yesterday. I mean the day before yesterday though. You know what I'm saying? He was tranquil, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna speak though. That nigga, he had been outside. You know what I'm saying? The Knot had been outside. And I can honestly and truthfully say there was one other blogger that's a female blogger that she's always outside. The rest of these guys, you got to understand, they wasn't outside wintertime or nothing. Some of these guys, this is their first out and coming outside to locations. Like, for example, with The Knot was out in California covering ASAP Rocky's trial. You see what I'm saying? So that wasn't his first go, but for a lot of these niggas, this is their first go. So what they're doing is they're basically patterning. Let me tell you what most of them are doing, especially like Tisa Tells. Tisa Tells is using an old format. And this is why old motherfuckers are coming after. And that's why I'm trying to tell y'all got to watch these old motherfuckers when they be, come on and sit down with us. Don't go sit down with them old niggas. Everybody in New York, no, do not go sit down with old motherfucking commentators because they going to come in with you old methods. All right. So, for example, these older entities in media or whatever the case may be, what they do is they look for people that are smart but not smarter than them. You understand what I'm saying? And they're able to navigate them, particularly if you're not from New York, which is, it should be a problem. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to really use New Yorkers because then it will bring a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? And New Yorkers ain't that easy to please with some bullshit like that. All right, nigga, you was on, like, it'd be dumb niggas that been on Pix 11, for example, right? It'd be like, all right, nigga, we see your segment, you show it to them on YouTube, niggas, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know what I mean? Niggas, that's not a big deal here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, please trust me, niggas is on the news every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done been through that same shit. That's why I was laughing. I was like, yo, NBC reported did me and my man Scrooge McBucks, shout out Queens, they interviewed us at Puff's first trial. Bitch, who was down there for that? And MTV. Sway in the morning. At the time, Sway was with MTV. He interviewed us. You know what I'm saying? Right after. Then NBC came and said, yo, can we interview y'all? And then they asked us if we wanted the bigger interview. But we knew from listening to niggas like Cruz and all them niggas, nah, nigga, you don't get on nobody's shit without approving it or being in the position already where you understand what I'm saying? You know what you're saying. And I understand that now. So as I got older, like I remember one time somebody came up to me and they were from some little bullshit. This is a true story. I swear to God to you. My man Chrome would tell you right now, word of my mother. Like there was this one time I got interviewed by this dude and he asked me, he said, what does BIG mean? You understand what I'm saying? And I couldn't think what it meant at the time or whatever. And I said, I don't really know right now. You know what I'm saying? And so I get back to the office. This was when we was in Midtown. I get back to the office and I think it was this nigga Dennis and his mans. This man said, yo, son, why'd you just say big, intelligent gangsters? So like, why the fuck you ain't say like he wasn't spazzing, but they was just like, and so that's why I learned, yeah, that little moment right there, one little clip you said the wrong way or something like that could go a long way. So I learned, you know what I mean, and moved on. But that actually happened to me. So I've been in the field of seeing shit like this before. First time I seen Davis content, the brother was outside reporting. Thank you very much, man. And everybody know that. I've always been outside. I started doing this. You got to remember, Diddy got locked up. I think it was like September. It was going into wintertime. So the first time he had an arraignment was damn near almost 2 months later, I think it was, or maybe a month later he had. And so it started getting cold. When you got up to December, it started getting even more cold. I was out there for all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this 2.5 weeks that I missed, you know what I'm saying? We had to mix it up a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because it be certain people out there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to have this. Y'all noticed the other day I had the shiesty on and all that or whatever. I heard one of the jurors had a shiesty on. Is that true? I don't know. But I wonder where you got that idea. I don't know. Who cares about that, right? Never mind that. Anyway, long story short, like I said here, I want to read out what they're talking about with Fat Joe. Fat Joe sued for $20 million by former hype man in explosive complaint. Alleges rapper engaged in sex acts with minors and coerced him into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing. And that's the headline. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of my face and you notice something's here, right? Coerced. Now, have you ever heard people use that regularly in a complaint? You haven't, right? And I'm going to tell you what's going on here in a second here. All right. Just remember that word, coerced. Okay, remember that word. Lawsuit comes after the rapper sued T.A. Dixon in April for slandering him on social media by claiming Fat Joe flew a 16-year-old girl across state lines for sex. Listen again. The lawsuit comes after the rapper sued T.A. Dixon in April for slandering him on social media by claiming Fat Joe flew a 16-year-old girl across state lines. Underlining fact, Fat Joe sued him for slandering him online. I'm going to say it again. Fat Joe sued him for slandering him online. Now, y'all listen to me, artists out there. This is the new one to go. We'll get into him in a minute. We'll get into him. Yeah, we're going to get into him too. I ain't have enough room in the title, Karen, so stay here. You hold that. Anybody that donate, support, or whatever, that's what I'm engaged with. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not really, I got to stop being engaged with niggas that ain't supporting the channel. It's a waste of time for myself. Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, has filed an explosive lawsuit in the federal court against, oh yeah, and just for the record, when I be over in the X, nigga, remember I was holding it down. Like, son, I don't know you. You know what I mean? So don't take no offense to what I said or whatever, all right? Because I be over there. Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, has filed an explosive lawsuit in a federal court against the rapper on Thursday. Dixon is alleging that his former boss, whose real name is Joseph Antonio Cartagena, engaged in a coercive labor exploitation, all right? Coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. Man, y'all throw this shit out already. Dixon adds that the hip-hop star behind such chart toppers as What's Love got rich and famous while he and his associates deliberately suppressed silence and erased Dixon's substantial creative, artistic, and commercial contributions, which were foundational to Fat Joe's professional success and his personal brand. He is seeking up to $20 million in damages. The complaint filed in U.S. District Court Southern, and this is ironic. It's filed in the same courthouse that Puff is in right now. Now, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, they fetching for stories here. That's why I want y'all peep. The lawsuit is stem and retaliation for Fat Joe actually suing him for Fat Joe saying that he was saying all kinds of things about him on social media. That's why we trying to tell you. A lot of these vloggers out here talking the way they talking. Okay, so if this nigga Puff get off, what's going to happen? He start coming to get y'all niggas. Huh? Y'all gonna talk that big money Cash App shit, right? Cash App's gonna hold me down. All right. The complaint filed in U.S. District Court details so many disturbing claims about Fat Joe's alleged sexual relationships with women, including mine, that it contains a trigger warning on the first page of the 157-page document. What they need to be asking is, if you got a 157-page document, motherfucker, why were you sitting around all these years letting these young girls under 16 and shit and letting it go for their own ambitions? Same questions you got to ask about the Diddy witnesses. You'll hear them all in uniformly lines say the same thing. Well, I stayed around because I wanted my opportunity. One of the chicks actually said that. She said, I stayed around because my opportunity was more contested than actually getting to right and wrong. Y'all remember her saying that? I think it was the second one that said that, right? Anyway, what was it, Mia, whatever her name was? She said something around there. For 16 years, y'all. Here we go again. Damn near 20 years, 16 years. For 16 years, Dixon served as Fat Joe's so-called hype man, a common figure. And you know who I think this is? I think this is Charlie Rock. This better not be Charlie Rock, man. Charlie Rock, you out here suing niggas? For 16 years, Dixon served as Fat Joe's so-called hype man, a common figure in hip-hop who supports the artist by energizing the crowd, enhancing overall performance. He also contributed as a lyricist and a background singer, a background vocalist. No, that ain't Charlie Rock. Congratulations, Ice Cream and Money Over Bitches. Okay, because if they would have named one song, I would have been like, yo, I definitely know. Now, y'all check this shit out, right? This is the funny thing about it. Then I'll be telling you about that Tisa Tell shit and all that, whatever. Check this out. According to the complaint, he had unrivaled vantage point to observe the rapper's offstage lifestyle and behavior. Dixon is represented by who? Tyrone Blackburn, who is also lead counsel in a high-profile case against who? Sean Diddy Combs. In February 2024, Blackburn filed a lawsuit on behalf of Diddy accuser Lil Rod, alleged sexual assault, sexual harassment, failure to pay his underling. 1 month later, the Department of Homeland Security agents conducted raids at Combs' mansions, blah, 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 blah. Dixon states in the complaint that Fat Joe forced him into humiliating situations, including sex acts performed under duress and surveillance, accompanied by the threats of abandonment in foreign countries if he refused to comply. Now, that nigga probably told you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get through by proxy type shit. That's the black dude who looks PI. So, by his own estimation, Dixon states in the suit that he was coerced into 4,000. Nigga, Puff ain't even got 4,000 fucking acts online. So you telling me, Fat, listen, up until about 5 years ago, Joe, para mí son la cubano, tú sabes, claro. Up until like 5 years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago, Fat Joe was exactly who he was, a fat motherfucker. He'll even tell you that himself, you know what I'm saying, on BX shit. That nigga tell you, so I was a fat motherfucker. I lost this weight, and now I'm out here looking good, you know what I'm saying? These bitches out here calling me handsome again. You know what I'm saying? So Joe was a big motherfucker, you understand what I'm saying? And especially his wife, I think she's Colombian. He's Cuban. His father is Cuban that's in the house. So I'm sure his father fixes Cuban food. So, like, you know what I'm saying? And a gordito. And he's half Puerto Rican. And a gordito. Yeah. You get me? So the funny thing is when I saw that part right there and I linked everything together. See, I keep telling y'all my personal opinion, and just from what I've seen, and I think there's very few people, including Ahmad Elder, disagree with this. Because he watches me. He knows what I'm talking about here. The first day that I was at, the first day that Diddy's trial started, not the all the other shit I was there prior for, all the bail arraignments, the jury selection, I was there for all that when these niggas wasn't even out there. Show me some motherfucking respect, hit my cash app, or at least double tap the screen and hit the like button. The funny thing about it was, I saw that day, I saw Tisa Tells, right? I even spoke to the broad. You understand what I'm saying? So when she was walking, she actually was with Lil Rod. I even remember what the nigga had on. The nigga had like a little maroon joint on or whatever. And I looked right at him as he walked past. I wasn't even looking at her. I was looking at him. She thought I was looking at her. She thought she was the spotlight. I was like, nah, I'm looking at that nigga. As soon as he got about 3/4 in front of me, I was like, that's why I was standing right there. You know what I mean? Because I knew, you know, I know where they slide. So I'm like, yeah, all right, you know what I mean? So as they slide out or whatever, I speak to Shorty, whatever, I say, hey, what's up? How you doing, sweetheart? Speak to her. She spoke back. I give her that. She walks off or whatever. But I said right then and there, I said, something's weird about this chick being with this nigga. So then I saw another video before that I didn't have because I wasn't there in the morning at that time, right? And she was walking out doing break with Lil Rod, Tisa Tells, and his lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. And I said, that's weird. Why they here for? When everything they got is no more than a civil lawsuit. The last time I thought, this ain't nothing to make it to federal court. And how come Lil Rod ain't up in motherfucking testifying? Don't nobody want him testifying? Did you say Cuba Gooding Jr. touched you on your leg? Oh, shit, that's right. That got thrown out. Didn't you say Justin Combs? Oh, shit, that's right. That got thrown out. Do your Googles. It got thrown out. You understand what I'm saying? And here go one of these niggas. Fat Joe just messed up big time. Let me tell y'all niggas something. And Red Furnace, take this respectfully, all right? I hope you're still here. My man, sometimes before you type something or whatever, I want you to make sure that you understand something. So there's some times where you can sound like a complete bitch. And let me explain to you because I want to be respectful of you as much as I possibly can. Let me tell you what I mean by you can sound like, I don't mean you are a bitch. I say you can sound like a bitch. Very big, distinct difference. The way you can sound like you in the elk of a bitch is when you come in and you say things like this. Fat Joe done messed up big time now. Lordy. And you know how I know? Because my mama told me so. If you pay attention, a lot of these niggas, they sit around and do the same kind of things that a lot of the women do, and that's where they get it from, trying to reprimand niggas. You ain't in no position in society to reprimand a nigga. You understand what I'm saying? But they'll think in this street mentality, where at the same time, they trying to judge niggas that come from the street mentality, you trying to regulate shit with a street mentality. Fat Joe done messed up big time now. Nigga ain't seen no particulars, no nothing. He ain't heard a jury readout. Shut the fuck up and listen to me. You ain't heard no particulars. You ain't heard nothing. Only thing you heard was the same fucking article I read. And you like, Fat Joe done messed up big time now. Ain't no respectfully to it, nigga. Why you online even preaching some shit like that in the elk of bitches? That's how bitches talk. Bitches get online. Fat Joe done messed up big time. I'm always weary of niggas like that. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga, I just finished reading shit out. You late. And you said, just read the document. Just read the indictment. Nigga, you got any of your peoples in jail right now? Answer that question. Watch this, watch this. Red Furnace, you got any of your peoples in jail right now? Red Furnace, do you have, you quick type everything else, nigga, answer the question. Do you got any of your peoples in jail right now? And if you so answer the question, I'm automatically registering you as a fake nigga. I said, nigga, do you got some people right now currently in prison? You. Answer the fucking question. And diablo, se non puñeta mareno a ese. Entonces saben siempre. Buncheros son siempre. Answer the fucking question. Yes or no? Nigga, stop stalling. Yes or no? Now, you see that nigga's reluctant? Now, you ain't got to answer. Fuck it. You see the nigga's reluctantness? He wrote something else before I asked him a question. I said, do you got people that you know right now in jail? Did you read their motherfucking documents? Did you read their motherfucking documents? Did you read their motherfucking documents? Mucho dinero, Moreno. Ya con su boca. En la puta sociedad. Entonces, sabes, tú tienes chavo, toma ese pero en la caja. And no, ya con su boca. Entonces, sabes, en la puñeta tuyo. Because you couldn't even answer a fucking one question. I asked you, do you have friends right now that are in prison? And you couldn't answer the fucking question. Basura que. Basura que. Basura que. Tú tienes amigos ahora. You answering everything but that. The fuck out of here. The fuck out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Now you're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. He didn't get it. You're sitting there talking that sissy shit, right? But at the same fucking time, nigga, are any of your peoples in jail? He knew about this one. I'm about to get up off you in a minute. He knew in the back of his mind, he couldn't sit there and say, yo, he caught it. That I'll give him that much. First thing he said was, well, you know what? I've been to prison. I said, no, nigga, are any of the niggas that you know right now, are they in jail? And he wouldn't answer the question. He answered everything but that. That's just how the average black person, American, does when they're going against something. And as long as you keep having the same fucking mentality that you got to answer everything or offer excuse. He was offering excuses. I've been to prison. I ain't asked you, have you been to prison, nigga? I said, are any of the niggas currently, the underlining word is currently, or any of the niggas that you know currently in prison right now? You know why he wouldn't answer that? Because he said, I seen the document. Nigga, you worry about the document about motherfucking nigga you don't know, but you ain't worried about the document of the niggas you know? That's the point. A lot of these niggas is allowing niggas to come home from prison. These niggas done told on the whole fucking block, and y'all bring that nigga right back up under you. You ain't read his documents. You ain't read that nigga's documents. Your cousin just getting ready to come on there and accuse your cousin of some real shit or whatever. You ain't read that nigga's documents to the crowd, did you? Your uncle went to jail for some shit or whatever. They said the nigga was stealing out the local store. Did you read us his documents? That's what I need. For every motherfucker that's online reading some nigga's documents, because that seems to be the new wave. Let me read your police report and all that shit or whatever. I mean, my shit gonna be surprised. I'll tell y'all what I did. Fucking nigga, I told you. You understand what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing bad. But my point is, with y'all niggas that come in like that, Fat Joe that messed up big. I said, that nigga sound like a bitch. That's how bitches talk. That Joe that messed up big time this time. Oh, Lord, sure enough. Scary motherfucker. There's a whole bunch of these big, scary niggas. I'm going to get back into the Fat Joe shit in a minute. But there'd be a whole bunch of these big, scary niggas out here, right? I learned this shit a long time ago. It'd be a whole bunch of these big, scary niggas out here, right? And the niggas that, yeah, all right, you scary nigga, all right, you know, so that thing out. But, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I mean, you know, I'm just a little pussy nigga. You right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be funny because it'd be like, these big niggas be the niggas that be the closest to their mama and chicks and shit. The shit blows my mind. I'm like, I be sometimes listening to some shit these niggas say. I'll be like, nigga, did you really just come here like a bitch and say some shit? I ain't calling him a bitch. I'm saying what he said was in the elk of a chick. Chicks talk like that. Men don't talk like that. So when I hear men talk like that, I'm like, oh, okay, we got one of these male feminists in here again. Oh, the amount of male feminists that's online nowadays has hit a exponential rate. And ladies, even y'all see it. A lot of these ladies, a lot of these dudes, they want to be y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you. A lot of these niggas, that's why they want to sit with you. Girl, let me gossip with you too, girl. And a lot of them will sit around and pretend like they all with. Let me tell you something, girls. If y'all want to know something, you notice I don't never go in front like the other day when I was at the trial, right? Y'all notice I ain't running, jumping no front of fucking body's camera or nothing like that or whatever, whatever. Y'all notice that, right? I ain't go jump in front of nobody's camera. Yeah, game over. I ain't go jump over nobody's camera. And ladies, I don't know why y'all don't agree with me in the chat room because y'all know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. This is the exact shit y'all be complaining about, but y'all mad at me for talking about it. Y'all bitches be sitting around all the time talking about, yo, these niggas ain't shit. These niggas tiring. These niggas ain't got no convo. These niggas ain't that. Because they done learned everything. They talk like you. That's why you ain't interested in it. And it's also a reason, a attributing factor why a lot of you chicks are becoming lesbians. Because the niggas that you trying to cling to, these niggas was raised by women. You ain't hear me. A lot of the dudes that's out there siding with y'all or come in and act like they're male feminists, these men, a lot of them have never been around any men in their child rearing years. You understand what I'm saying? They've been around a total of women. So they think like women. They react like women. I got into it with an old dude the other day because this motherfucker was staring at me like fucking Steve. You know that scene with Steven staring at Django as he's riding in on the horse? And he go, who that nigga up on that nag? That scene right there, that's how that motherfucker was staring at me. So I walked over and I sat beside him. I said, I just want you to know how uncomfortable that was because you're a black dude staring at me like you a racist white man. You know what I'm saying? These coons, see, it's a coon lineage at this point. You gotta recognize coon lineage. Some of these motherfuckers, the great great granddaddies was Stevens. Great great grandmamas was Mammy. You understand what I'm saying? No, y'all don't get what I'm saying. Huh? Some of these motherfuckers come from a genome of niggery. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, it has nothing to do with color because there's a whole bunch of Latinos too. You know what I'm saying? There's some Latino families that ain't shit. You understand what I'm saying? Trust me. So, you know, well, ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at everybody in the house and say, hey, this nigga gonna be like at tops the head cook at motherfucking Burger King for the rest of his life. That's why I be laughing at niggas. I'll go in these little bullshit jobs or whatever, and I see a nigga flexing. I'm like, nigga, don't you know this McDonald's? And it never occurred in his mind. Like, they be thinking that job gonna last forever. Go out and lease shit and everything else, and then fuck around and find out. Oh shit, this a blue collar job. This shit don't require no education. No wonder I'm up in here. Then by that time it's too late. You understand what I'm saying? Now you stuck with a whole bunch of shit you leased. You still living in the same apartment you've been living in for years. It ain't no growth. You understand what I'm saying? Trust me, I know this shit, dog. Don't talk to me like I don't know money. So I know a different type of money. Like, a whole different type of money that the average American ain't gonna know. That's why y'all notice I don't never go around flashy because I learned that a long time ago. The niggas that run around and flashy or whatever, the niggas ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Trust me when I tell you that. The niggas is the most I'm talking about you not flashy to sometimes, but you flashy all the time, you gonna probably be one of them niggas that lose all your money in there. Trust me, I'll tell you this. Because that's what a nigga doing. He's spending it on clothes and talking about he doing business or whatever, whatever. But the money is being reinvested into your gossiping. You know what I'm saying? Or your styling and shit like that. Like the gossipers are bigger than the rappers nowadays. Y'all ain't peep game. Niggas out here, the average nigga out here gossiping is bigger than a rapper. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Y'all show me some real spill too. Hit that like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit that cash app up too if y'all agree with what I'm saying. A lot of y'all be like, yo, you be saying some real shit, son. All right, donate to the cash app so y'all can tell me the real shit I be saying. Y'all sitting around letting these other motherfuckers get money. Bless me too. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I travel, nigga, all the time. Somebody donated me money the other day. I said, you know what? Because that person always, you know what I'm saying? I said, let me give them, I ain't even have to be down there. I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? But it was more it was more beneficial that I did. It was more impactful. Anyway, oh man, I'm a motherfucker. You really don't know. I really am. Anyway, long story short, right? I'm big, but I'm small, but I'm big. I say what I deal with. Small, but I'm big. Anyway, long story short, man, with this Fat Joe thing, these allegations. I don't like when men, you're the only one I cash up. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I really and sincerely do because I've listen, Karen, you don't know this, but I've always done things for African Americans. Like for example, I always point out 2 years in a row for Black History Month, I went and took people on a tour, and it's still here on this channel too, if you like to check it out. I had a tour guide the second time that actually I think is part of Malcolm X's family. I don't want to, confirm or deny that, but she was giving me an intricate tour of everything. I went to show people where the stand was, where Malcolm was standing at when he gets shot. I was in the actual room where Malcolm X was shot and killed. I went to one of the places Malcolm was sitting at before he took the stage and was ultimately, met his demise or whatever. And it's funny because that podcast was one of the podcasts that got the fewest likes. It was one of those podcasts, like the first time I did it, I think it got 400 views the year before that, doing Black History Month, which I also went. I went to the Metropolitan. I covered the whole exhibit. I paid to get in. It was $25 to get in. I paid that, and then I took everybody on like a 2.5 hour tour of literally the museum. I didn't stop till my battery went dead, and I went to every exhibit in the African American section and every exhibit that was in the Latin American section. And I think I got 2 people to donate. One was the old gal. She donated $20 to me, and I believe Ahmad L did. That was it. And they all was sitting there watching. They wouldn't hit the like button or whatever. So what it comes to it is there's a lot of jealousy, and I found in African American culture the way they are. And if they see you doing something that's one up to them, they don't want to congratulate you. They want to figure out ways they can take you down. And that's the weird shit about a lot of them in the culture now. They just find ways to take you down. So one of the ways that the women did very early on, because like I said, 8 months ago, I was down there covering the Diddy trial. So this was in the preliminary stages when he was still going. This is all on my channel, so it's nobody can lie or anything. So for 8 months straight before they had this trial, it started, and I was there the first day of the trial as well. There was none of these bloggers down there. These bloggers show up the day that the trial starts, and now all of a sudden there's hundreds of thousands of dollars floating around. I'm like, how is this? It's going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars now, because now they're going to segue into Fat Joe now. See what I'm saying? Then they go segue into Tyler Perry. Same thing with Tyler Perry. I don't think any of that shit is correct. I mean, I'll read out what the charges are and all that, but I mean, there's some nice paraphrase for the most part because it doesn't need that much articulation. They're accusing Tyler Perry of sexually groping or trying to force herself on this white gentleman that used to be an assistant or some type of employee, maybe an actor or whatever. I haven't got the particular on that. And he's suing Tyler Perry for a good, substantial, multi-millions of dollars that's out of the blue. Ironically enough, right when Tyler Perry has one of his failing movies coming out, which I have a whole thing about that. I was started watching that movie last night, Straw, and I understood it. And I find it goes to show you how times have changed, because at one point, I remember when Tyler Perry had the Medea DVDs. I used to sell them. You understand what I'm saying? I used to literally go sell them. Everybody know the hustle. I used to go to Canal. I used to go to a bit of that motherfucking Brooklyn, Quittings, you know what I'm saying? Get them joints for like $2. You know what I'm saying? Bring that shell, my like, yeah, that nigga be like $20, you know what I'm saying? I was selling shit like crack, son. And niggas couldn't figure out the hustle. It was like, how much is nigga getting these shits for? You selling time? And it was like 5 years before they found out. So I had like a 5-6 good year run with the movies and DVDs and shit like that. I was making bank. And I remember them Tyler Perry plays. That was one of the most. No, that wasn't the late 90s. That was the 2000s. That was the 2000s. Now, not the late 90s, the 2000s. When mixtapes and movies and all that shit, when it was popping for me. I'm going to say like 2004 all the way up until like 2011 to 12. Yeah, it wasn't no 90s. This was the 2000s. It wasn't no 90s. Nah, late 90s, I was still selling drugs, nigga. And a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Facts. Nah. I keep telling niggas, my bill was $250,000, $250,000, son. I'm not lying to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not lying to you. So, Cause niggas be in here thinking like nigga lying. That's why a couple times my peoples that came up in here, I'd be like, yo, and that's why I say, I'd be like, yo, these niggas think I'm lying. They're like, nah, you're not lying. I'm like, they don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you think I'm lying, whatever, B. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I'm so sure. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all double tap and hit that like button, man. I appreciate y'all do that. You know what I'm saying? But now with Tyler Perry, and I got a piece to put up later for him, but got Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, with dollars, got Cash App, have ad funds you would only already, what do you say? Got Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, got Cash App, have ad funds you would have already sent, G. Great show, entertaining, funny to see. Oh, it's all good, Dan. Appreciate you, man. All right. That's what's up. I think he's saying I don't have Cash App or something like that. I mean, that link right there, man, you hit that, whatever it's going to take you so you could get you can get equipped with that or whatever. I also have this other thing I'm gonna be sharing in a minute too. Well, you'll get $20 back if you sign up for Cash App. So hope maybe that'll motivate y'all. So that means this: if you sign up for Cash App, you're gonna get $20. Whether you send me something or don't send me something. You understand what I'm saying? So got you, B. So you know what I mean? I'm gonna do that for y'all in a minute. But I predominantly mess with Cash App. I don't mess with PayPal. PayPal is not the same like it used to be, like y'all may remember. PayPal used to be real simple to use, real simple. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like they want too much shit on it. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good with PayPal. So I was sharing the PayPal link at first. And then like, for example, they increased, I don't know, man. I might do one tonight. I might do one later on. Usually, like if I don't see no responses from nobody, I mean, like thank for caring, because you see all these people in here. They won't hit the like button. They're not gonna donate to you. A lot of these people they in here just to try to milk information. So I have to be very, you know what I mean? I have to be very careful of how I talk to these folks, because you never know who's listening. A lot of these people they listening to collect. That's why sometimes I'll be talking about something and then I'll just cut. You understand what I'm saying? Because like that type of information, you're gonna have to spend some money for that. You know what I'm saying? But with Tyler Perry, back to Tyler Perry, I don't believe Tyler Perry's guilty. Now let me tell you why I don't believe Tyler Perry's guilty of assaulting this white man. I think it's definitely projected. Um, well, I want y'all to understand whether it's him or whether it's the accusation that's on T.I. about him stealing some movie title after him and his wife just won $71 million. This is the new hustle. And so I want the court systems, I want the police systems to understand the niggas are now hustling the courtroom. And what you got to understand is these niggas are hustling the courtroom. Now listen to me. As you understand these niggas that are hustling the courtroom, you understand what I'm saying? They're using every advantage they possibly can, like bringing up accusations from 15, 20 years ago. They see somebody like T.I., which is a black female. This is the funny thing about it. They're suing him. They see T.I. and he gets $71 million back. I think it was in March, maybe April, something like that. Or some company that they had fucking, what's the name, sued or whatever the case may be. You see that happen. All of a sudden, fast forward to right now, everybody want to sue when there's a break from Diddy. So I guess that was the move yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Because that lawsuit that was with Fat Joe was filed yesterday. So niggas wanted to make a slick move. Now, one thing people don't think I see the connection with is Tisa Tells. Oh, bitch, I see the connection. You think I didn't. You thought you were being as slick as me. Bitch, you ain't as slick as me. You gonna find that out in the end. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes things got to take their place a moment. And your moment will come, baby. You're gonna be the superstar you wanted to be. I always wanted my time on camera. Jeez, Batman, I hate you. That's the black Harley Quinn. You know what I'm saying? Harley Quinn, you know, she's a menace. So when I saw this bitch on the helm of the story, first thing I went to look at, I said, well, who filed the lawsuit against Fat Joe? Well, it was Tyrone Blackburn, Lil Rod's lawyer, who Lil Rod, and Tisa Tells, sometimes before anything, was sitting with each other in that same courtroom, overseeing everything that was going on with Diddy. And subsequently enough, every time they would come downstairs, they got something, well, she would come downstairs. She always got something negative to say about Diddy. And even fact that there's multiple people reporting that this bitch comes downstairs, Tisa Tells, and tells these stories or whatever, and they're everything with anything that had happened in the courtroom earlier that day. White man been doing this for years. That's why I be trying to tell him. Been doing it for years. And she just the next in line. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to sell. It's easy to sell a nigga gal a dream. You know that, right? Nigga gal, what about them? It's easy to sell a nigga gal a dream. I don't mean that disrespectfully either. Listen to me. You can tell these bitches, hey, listen here, if you do this, it's gonna be your big break. See, that's the shit Harvey Weinstein used to tell them bitches. If you do this, this one time, this will be your big break. You understand what I'm saying? Everything gonna go smooth from here. Ask how many hoes motherfucking actually made something from Harvey Weinstein's promise. Go ahead, I'll wait for you. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? Oh shit. They go that Harvey Weinstein again. They don't ever want to talk about Harvey. They just want to talk about knuckles. You ever notice that? They don't want to talk about no white man that did anything. They just want to talk about nickels. I keep trying to tell you that's the fool because these bitches think you're weak and they're willing to sit beside racist whites and try to get accepted by these racist whites when these racist whites are not going to do anything but make sure they get rid of every last one of your millionaire men. Once they get rid of your millionaire men, what they're going to do is they're going to start controlling your ass. And every motherfucker, what's the name, like Ilhan Omar, they used to hold up. Remember that girl from the Squad or whatever? That bitch said some anti-American rhetoric the other day. They ready to toss that bitch back over there to Sudan right now. They ready to charter a plane and take Ilhan Omar, that motherfucking the fuck up out of here. Y'all better pay the fuck attention. Now, if we gone, who's gonna protect y'all? They gonna put all your faith in white men? The white man will protect us just like he protects the blonde-haired white woman that he gives birth to. Yeah. You know the percentage how many white men date interracially of any race of women? At about 12%. Y'all bitches can't even get a date with your own man. God damn. So, let me tell you a quick story when I'm talking about Fat Joe real quick. So Fat Joe, this is a story I know. And this is for niggas that ain't got to look up shit and all that shit, like myself. Fat Joe had a man's, his name was Charlie Rock. A lot of people will credit Charlie Rock, maybe not on this or whatever, on record or whatever, or on digital, but a lot of people will quote Charlie Rock when coming up with the hook for Lean Back. You know what I'm saying? And originally, Lean Back, Charlie Rock, yeah. Lean back, and they took that out. Yo, my niggas don't band, they just build up the pants and do the rock away. A lot of people say that's Charlie Rock. Now, Charlie Rock went to prison and shit, right? And since you want to talk about niggas getting cut and shit, bitch, you be talking about street shit you don't even fucking know about. Even that nigga Lil Rod, I definitely know that soft ass nigga don't know about this shit. So stay the fuck out of people's business. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, Tisa Tells. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, you not gonna come here to our city and sit around and talk about our stars and act like you some figure. Bitch, you not from here. You from California. And I think, and I'm talking to the niggas out in Cali too, man. If this bitch is one of y'all representatives, listen here, man. I don't want to hear no more about no pop smoke situations. Because we've been real tolerant of y'all niggas since they've been up here. 2 of them cool. But the other ones is acting up. Y'all need to check them niggas, B. Yo, go visit their page, talk to them, tell them they ain't representing the city right. Because these niggas is out here and they talking shit that they wouldn't do in California. You understand me? Like a bitch wouldn't get online like Tisa Tells, walk in front of the courtroom in California and talk shit about Big U. Because you know what the fuck is coming for you. Right, bitch? That's why you ain't cover that trial. You understand what I'm saying? Like, bitches know their perimeters. So let's not sit up here and play dumb. Bitches know their perimeters. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, listen, let me go back to this shit, right? Because I don't like fake bitches. I don't like fake bitches. Bitches know their perimeters. Bitch, you wouldn't be sitting in Cali talking greasy like if it was any one of them Pyro niggas or any one of them great niggas, you wouldn't be sitting in front of the jailhouse if they was matter-of-factly talking shit. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't be sitting in front of the courtroom, bodyguard or no bodyguard. The niggas come through there and wash you and him at the same fucking time. You understand what I'm saying? You know the vibes. So let's stop all that tough guy shit. Because bitch, you was trying to talk tough the other day when I was out in the courtroom. You tried to talk slick, and the bitch didn't even realize I was right in front of her. That's how slow she was. I'm sitting there, and I got the bitch on camera. I'm like, there go this bitch right here. If you was with my live the other day, y'all seen it. I had the bitch on camera. And the one chick, she was looking down trying to fix her shit, and I guess her friend or another vlogger seen me from across the street, and she was like, there go Davin Lewis. She was like, so? And I'm supposed to be scared? Yes, bitch, you was scared. You scared, nigga. Yeah, you scared, bitch. Fuck out of here. You is scared. The fuck out of here. You was scared. Sitting in front of the courtroom talking shit. And I ain't said nothing to you. I done told you 15 times, bitch, I ain't gonna do nothing to you. Like, leave it alone. The bitch tried to get slick. Y'all don't know about this. The bitch tried to get, so I'm gonna play it for you too. The bitch tried to get slick the other night. It said some shit about, yeah, there was an Afro-Latino guy down here, and Diddy's got a campaign down here, and Diddy's paying everybody that. Bitch, stop. Keep on talking that shit. Talking about Diddy doing this, Diddy doing that. Bitch, you ain't never been around Puff a day in your life except in that courtroom. But comes in and out of the courtroom acting like she'd have known Puff for years and shit, right? Diddy's going down for this. Fat Joe's going down. Any man, I think this bitch like pussy. Any chick that sit around all day long and all she do is go with men, it's starting to lead me to believe this bitch might just like pussy. Y'all ain't think about that? Like, let me give you an example. I go with niggas and bitches on my channel, right? So if I was sitting up here all day long and I was talking about just bashing bitch, and I just calling them a bitch, that's nothing. I'm talking about if I'm sitting up here and I'm literally telling you, yo, black women are the worst in the world, and you shouldn't date them, and and I hope they go to jail, and I hope this, and I hope the worst, or whatever. And I'm like, yo, hold up. And I did this years, like there's years of footage on this bitch page of her just dissing Kanye, Diddy, Jay-Z, just going after everybody. And I just say I did that every day. Every day was just my regular routine. Every female star, black female star, I just go specifically after them. I don't bother black men. I don't bother the Latin men. I don't bother white women. I don't bother white men. I just go specifically after the black ones. Why do I do that? Because I targeted them as a soft target spot. And these soft ass motherfuckers, they won't fight back. They won't fight back. The majority of these guys, they won't fight back. The majority of these guys, their acquisition, because they've been taught to assimilate from their single mamas. So in that assimilation that they were taught, they'll assimilate, believe it or not, this is going to sound surprising to a lot of people, they will assimilate the same way they were taught a lot of times by their mothers. Now, this is not all single mothers, and I want to give a shout out to a lot of you single mothers that bust your ass, was working 2 jobs, all that shit or whatever. At one point, my mom was a single mother at one point later on. So I knocked none of y'all for that. The difference with me, though, I was always around my uncles. I was always around my dad, even. Like, I was always around men, even after the fact. You understand what I'm saying? I had a lot. My mom had brothers. And so these men were military men. These weren't men that was getting out of jail. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's a such thing as having boys around the wrong type of women. And I mean, wrong type of men is male figures. This is a lot of times why you get a lot of criminals out here. A lot of these niggas, they learn how to be criminals from other criminals. You know that? A lot of these things, we're going to start talking more about the boys too. Because we got all these talks about, oh, feel sorry for the girls and da-da-da-da. These bitches is out here be able to raise $40,000 in a few minutes. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these broads is out here, they're able to raise $1,000 out of them, just get donated to just because they're a female. You understand what I'm saying? The same thing doesn't happen for the men. And it's a goddamn shame that a lot of these men, and I got to call you out, and this proves my point. These men, they've been raised so feminine that naturally out of their mouth, what they start trying to profess is what men do. When I hear a man that's a minority, I don't care what minority they are, and they try to define what a man is to someone, and they try to do it so forcefully that it comes out fake, and then you see their actions, your actions lead up more than anything. So as these niggas are sitting in my chat room and they talking to me or whatever, that's why you don't see some of the people here that you usually see in here. I went and blocked them today. There was one nigga was sitting over here for 2 months talking to me. And I'm like, yo, I'm giving you an example. I'm not saying you got to donate or nothing like that. If you don't want to, you don't want to. I don't press nobody to do that no more. Because I know in my heart of hearts, Black American men will never, the way they are now, will never be that way with me. Who the fuck is calling from Miami right now? I don't know. I got somebody calling me from MIA right now. I don't know who that is. I don't know. We tap that in a minute. Anyway, long story short here, right? I'm sitting back and I'm listening to niggas and they talking the shit they talking or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, y'all niggas been here for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, right? And don't drop a dime in the motherfucking Cash App. I had a nigga literally here for 2 months. And I like the dude, but I had to get rid of him. I was like, yo, son, you just over here talking to me, but you ain't donating support nothing. So the reason I'm bringing that up is because These same men, and I caught another one doing it. This one dude said, I'm gonna donate to you sooner or later. You asked for $100. This nigga wouldn't even give up $100. You know, excuse me. He gave up $100 to this chick, but wouldn't even give up $10 to me. And so I caught him over at this chick's podcast. He was like, here you go, queen sister, and all this emperor shit. I'm like, you pussy ass, pussy worshiping ass nigga. The fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really fuck with niggas like that no more. Like, you know what I mean? I just really don't, especially the new ones. My old black friends that I've had for years, y'all ain't got nothing to worry about them. We still cool. I ain't talking about y'all. But these new niggas or niggas I don't know, I ain't no nah, I don't take none of them niggas serious. They won't even hit the like button on your shit. And they know the shit you talking about is real. As you notice, there's only been one woman, that's Karen. Karen was cool. So black men only donate to black women, just so y'all know. And black women mostly only donate to black women. And the reason black men donate to mostly black women is because most of them was raised under a feminist doctrine. That's why I call them male feminists. The average black man that you have is basically a bitch with a dick. That's the best way I can explain it. You know what I'm saying? It's basically another woman. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. And a lot of Latin dudes are like that too. It's basically just another woman. Like a lot of Latin dudes, they're act sissy as fuck. I'm dead fucking serious. Like, listen, Karen, you think I'm joking? There will be tons of black dudes over here. They be like, yo, word of mother, you right, yo. I got what you saying, bro. You on point for that. You know what I'm saying? No, nobody's trying to punk niggas for money. I'm telling you exactly what I see. This nigga, he's feeling real. He feeling real motherfucking soft right now. He said, you trying to punk niggas for money. I've been here for 10 minutes. You talking about nothing. You been here for 10 minutes, nigga. I've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes, nigga. See what I mean? That's the average nigga right there. How long I been live up here, y'all? Y'all tell me how long I've been live right here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me how long I've been live here. Oh, I know who that is. That's my little thing. How long I've been live here, y'all? Shut the fuck up, Daryl. How long have I been live here, y'all? This nigga said I've been in here for 10 minutes and you ain't talking about nothing but some money with your donations, nigga. I've been here live for 2 hours. You say you've been here for 10 minutes. So I'm supposed to stop everything I'm doing for everybody in the chat room and address you because you don't feel satisfied. Yet and still, you one of them same niggas that I was talking about. So the reason you really want me to hear up the conversation is you ain't got no motherfucking intentions of donating. You understand what I'm saying? That's a trick that these niggas do right here. Now, this same nigga, he'll run over and listen to some bitch's podcast, and that bitch will sit there for 3 hours, 4 hours saying the same motherfucking thing. Make sure to hit the cash app. Make sure to hit the cash app. Make sure to hit the cash app. Shut the fuck up, you bitch. I don't like bitch ass niggas like you. I'm glad you showed up. You've been here 5 years with 2 subscribers. No wonder you mad, nigga. You got material on your shit. Your shit didn't click. I already know how that go. Bye, bitch. I'm important. I've been here for 10 minutes. And only nigga, I talk about what the fuck I want to on this motherfucker, you hoe ass nigga. See what I mean now? I keep telling y'all, if you looking for an enemy and you this skin type, only thing you gotta look at is African American men and women at about a 70% rate. That's your new enemy, not the white man. That ain't who you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about the niggas. Worry about the niggas. Nigga, you don't tell me what the fuck to talk about. We've been sitting here having a conversation for 2 hours. Niggas about, I've been here for 10 minutes and this is how, nigga, fuck you, die, bitch. I'm talking about, see, they don't like when you start talking about the reality of things. You understand what I'm saying? So, Karen, what I was saying was, and I say again, just like that bitch ass nigga came in here and proved my point. These black dudes, like, I'm not going to say all of them, but the new frame of them, it's basically like a bitch. So no, nigga, ain't nobody sucking you in. You ain't got to donate a goddamn dime. That's really what it was, nigga. You have a dime to donate, so you had to make up something. Nobody trying to punk you in. I'm just telling you this fucking truth. The men, and I watch it with my own 2 eyes. This nigga had been over here with me for 2 months. He went over to another bitch's podcast, a bitch that was basically talking anti-male shit and donated $100 to that bitch. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Or damn, he mad tight. Keep. Anybody think Hakeem Glass is funny? Anybody? Anybody think he's funny? See, this is the type of feminine men I'll be telling you about. You see what I mean? Like, I ain't even got to make it up. This is the type of feminine men I'll be talking about. That's a feminine man. And if I had to make a guess, this same feminine man, he probably lives with his girlfriend, ain't on a lease, probably works a job that makes under $25 an hour, ain't got many real friends, and probably right now got a PlayStation 5 controller in one hand, and in the other hand, he's got a cell phone sending up a texting me. In the morning, his girl's gonna get up in the same apartment he's staying in, probably on the fifth floor of the housing project somewhere, with her and her two kids, or one kid, or whatever. And then he's gonna watch her as she takes off and goes to work, or goes off to take the kids to school, or whatever. It's not gonna contribute a motherfucking dime. I know niggas like you all the time, you lousy motherfucker. And you say ain't nobody laughing at shit you said. Now let's have a laugh at you. This motherfucker been on here for 7 motherfucking years and got 3 subscribers. Let me tell you something about something, you loser motherfucker. It's always the loser ass niggas. If y'all not paid in consistency, let me give you a prime example here. Use the loser motherfucker. Been on here for 7 years, got 3 subscribers, and you got material, you understand what I'm saying? And you just been using this motherfucker to be a troll. And then came in here and had the audacity to try to say something funny, and ain't a motherfucker in my chat laughing at your goofy ass. Now we gonna laugh at you fucking slacker, you fucking loser, as they say over there on Night and Day's channel. You fucking slacker, you fucking loser. Been here for 7 years and got 3 subscribers. Let me tell you something. You got an anniversary coming up. All you motherfuckers have been on here close to 10 years, or 20 years, because I didn't even know YouTube had been here for 20 years, but YouTube's been here since 2005. Did y'all know that? This year marks their 20th anniversary that they've been online. So if you a motherfucker that been on here for longer than 7 years, which is close to 10 years, or some of these motherfuckers have been on here for 10, 15, 20 years, and you ain't learned how to acquiesce and make some money off this motherfucker, I want you to look back at your life and say, this is your life. You understand what I'm saying? Nigga, you didn't spend 15 motherfucking years on this bitch. And you ain't no nigga, you need a hug, you weirdo ass nigga. I don't even fucking know you, and you in here talking to a nigga you don't know. Don't nobody think you funny. Don't nobody find nothing. You just another one of these hoe ass niggas that be on there licking the bootstraps of bitches because you struggling. You notice you ain't say nothing was wrong about what I said. I said, nigga, you probably live with a bitch and you ain't on the lease. I said, nigga, you probably got a PlayStation 5 controller in one hand, and in the other hand, you got a cell phone texting another man late at night for some reason or another. I told you, you probably gonna kiss your chick on her motherfucking forehead as you close the door in her apartment and she takes her kids to school in the morning. Nah, nigga, I called you exactly who the fuck you are. Now you have a hug, motherfucker, and have some drug. Hug a shotgun, nigga. How about that? Loser motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And talking that shit. Now you see what I'm talking about, right? You see what I'm talking about, Karen? You see how they argue with you, right? Are you paying attention? This is men. Then some other nigga said, let me tell you what the last thing he wrote. He said, you were molested when you were little. This nigga said somebody was molested. How is that funny? This is the last thing he wrote. Y'all think I'm lying? Do you see this? He wrote the last thing. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. The last thing he wrote was, you was molested when you were little. This is a man that wrote that. And he thinks that's funny. This will be the same mother. Listen, pay attention to me. I just took a screenshot of that. The last thing this grown man just wrote was, you were molested when you were little. This will be the same motherfucker over there talking about, Diddy's guilty. Diddy should go to jail for all them terrible things he did. This will be the same motherfucker. Get me? Yeah, tell him to hug a shotgun, B. For real. You know what I'm saying? Damn, his family been telling him to do that for years. He just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Why you think them niggas told you, yo, get out of our house during the wintertime? That's why you're with that bitch's problem. Do you not notice that everything I said, he couldn't combat it? If a nigga would have said to me, I'm staying in my girl's house right now, I did block him. He out of here. What's going on, B? If a nigga would have said to me, I stay in my girl's house, I got a PlayStation 5 controller in my hand and I ain't on a lease, I'm addressing that. You notice that nigga didn't address that? He just went to another insult. Yeah, you that nigga. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Carol, you see it? That was him. It be them motherfuckers. I be trying to tell you, y'all think I'm too harsh. I know what I'm talking about. It be a lot of dudes out here that be trying to front like they the man or whatever. But all behind it, you see who they really are. These are niggas that gotta stay with chicks. These are niggas that ain't got their own apartments. These are niggas that ain't never been on a lease. These are a lot of niggas, like, I'm trying to tell you, y'all think I'm joking. There's a lot of dudes out here. I had this conversation with somebody that was older the other day. She's an educator. I told her, I said, the real problem, what you have to do is, I said, you ladies, since there's so many of y'all need to start teaching these boys financial responsibility, just like you teach the girls financial responsibility. And the average boys nowadays, when I moved out of my house when I was 17 going on 18, the boys nowadays, they don't leave the house that's between 25 and 35 fucking years old. Now, if you got a plan as a parent and you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all stay here till y'all 25 or 30, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna save money in an escrow account for you. I'm gonna put money towards this, and this is gonna be the down payment on your mortgage. So now when you move out of my house, you're not moving into an apartment. No, you're moving into a house, and your mortgage is only $300 a month. So I'll pay the $300 a month for you. Don't worry about it. Only thing I want you to do is go to college, get your education, and then get out of college and go do your thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got guys out here, and I lied to you not. And I'm gonna wrap the show with this or whatever. Because like I said, I don't stay on here too long if I ain't getting no support. You got guys out here. I'm talking about financial support, hitting the like button, all that or whatever. I've been set up to be like one of the most hateful people, whatever. For really niggas is just hating on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing. I'll be back tonight. I know how boring. I know. Who sent you over here? Tisa Tells? You sound like a Tisa Tells person. Tisa sent you over here. I'm gonna tell you, I want you to run back and tell Tisa something, all right? If you keep coming over here in my chat room or bringing niggas over here in my chat room, we're gonna start coming to your chat room and to your station. Since now, I've made 3 announcements to niggas and told niggas do not go over and bother Tisa Tells. I've told niggas don't come in my chat room, and though I could keep it just me and her. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna beat this bitch up. Nobody's gonna run and do anything to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Not under my guys either. And if I wanted something done, it would have already been done. Look, that bitch wouldn't have made it to the 3rd day. Even Big Mick West know that shit. Bitch, don't forget where you at. You understand what I'm saying? That bitch ain't in California right now. She in New York. So let's leave it the way it is. Stop coming in this motherfucker acting like you run shit. Like, I don't know, a lot of y'all niggas from California think y'all doing some New York takeover or something like that. Listen, there's only 2 niggas in New York right now that's from California that I respect. Because them niggas handle themselves respectfully. They know they in somebody else's city and they move around accordingly. You understand what I'm saying? But more so, a lot of y'all LA vloggers that came here, whatever. Like, honestly and truthfully, y'all niggas need to be careful, man. Y'all niggas might get brushed by somebody because a lot of niggas don't like what y'all talking about. It's shady dudes that play on the down low and us women fall for it. That's why trust don't come easy. Where's your name? Tattoo colorist? Bitch, you too old be talking like that. Like, you look like you about 60-something years old. How old are you? Ho, you way too old to be talking like that. How old are you? Hello, this bitch. This bitch been here for 13 years. It got 24 subscribers. You don't get your big ass out. This bitch old as fuck. Oh shit! What the fuck she talking about? You know what I'm saying? For real. Some of y'all hoes be too cold. We call them homosexual. No, y'all ain't called homosexuals. My man Zoe Williams is the first to coin that term. Hobosexuals. So shout out to Zoe Williams. A lot of people don't give Zoe Williams his motherfucking credit. Y'all go check out Zoe Williams' show. Tell him Davin Lewis sent you over there. He know who the fuck I am. Y'all go over there and tell him that, man. Tell him 5150 gang shit. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about 5150 the show. So don't be trying to mix that up with nothing. But anyway, yeah, man. Tell Zoe Williams that Davin Lewis sent you over there, and tell him that I said to improve your and put y'all on that he's the one that came up with that term, hobosexuals. I was on, matter of fact, it go this deep. I was watching the show the night live with him, and I forgot what his man's name is. It's the bald-headed dude with the eye issue or whatever. Kevin, that's his name. But niggas mad cool and mad smart. So go over there, watch the Zoe West show, or just put in Zoe Williams or whatever. Put in Zoe Williams hobosexuals. The whole show will come up. That's all you got to do. Know who said it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool. I don't like bitches like that. Yeah, you get your fat ass the fuck up on that. That's another bitch that been here for a long time, ain't donated a dime. Ain't like her presence was wanted. That bitch ain't never donated a motherfucking nickel to me. And bitch, I meant to, that's why I was talking to her like that, if y'all don't know. Cause I thought I looked at everybody that be talking to me in my motherfucking chat room and don't donate $5. You understand what I'm saying? And she was one of them bitches. She ain't donate a motherfucking dime, but always in here talking, always talking about, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me to be honest with you, bitch? I don't give a fuck. And you too old to be in here talking the way you saw. That bitch look like she about 60 something fucking years old. Talking about, I don't know why. Bitches, you 60 something fucking years old. You ain't found it. It's different if you a man and you 60 something and you ain't. That's why I was like, when Monique was trying to shame Shannon Sharp, I kind of laughed at it because I was like, you talking about this nigga's only 56. Of course he's still out here fucking young, but Jay, he's still young. Monique, you look at yourself as old because the only thing you gotta do is look in the mirror, bitch. You got a gray bob. You funny shape now. You look better when you was bigger. I like fat Monique. I don't like skinny Monique. Fat Monique did it for me. She was funny. Skinny Monique ain't funny. Skinny Monique looks like she just trying to be a woman 20 years, 30 years older than what she actually is right now, which I find is a weird ass trend with a lot of Black American people. Have y'all noticed that? Like, especially the girls, they'll run around like looking like prude bitches. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it's a segment of Black women that run around, and Latin girls too, that have adapted this like prude mentality. It's like it's real nasty mentality, and it's really subjective to like how can I say it? They believe that they're privileged, but almost privileged on the equal level as a white American woman. And it's weird as fuck. It's almost like they want to outdo the white American woman. And the Latin women do the same thing too. I've seen Latin women. I saw a Latin woman one day. I swear to God to you, I was in Subway. She walked in or whatever, and this white woman walked in behind me. First, she was surprised that I don't know, like a lot of white Latinos, for some reason or another, they honestly and truthfully believe that all white people are racist and it's best to join them on the racist end. And like, I don't know where they get this mentality from, but they get it. And then they get surprised when they start getting into these conversations and shit like that. They get real surprised. And they're like, well, maybe now they get lost. So then they start searching out people that are actually racist. But I'll tell you this, if you're a minority or whatever background and you hear somebody white saying something bad about another minority, nigga, what the fuck do you think they say about you when you ain't around? Because every time you don't know how many conversations I've had with, I've been around somebody that was white or whatever, whatever. They don't necessarily have to be my friend. It's a conversation. And I'll hear them talk shit about Latinos. Like, I did even just recently, somebody was like, yeah, these motherfuckers at the border taking up all the money. Like, we gonna have them conversations? We gonna have those conversations? Because I've actually went to these places. Y'all guys have been with me when I went to the Row Hotel. You guys have been with me too when I went to the other two hotels as well. You understand what I'm saying? So I showed y'all this on my channel firsthand in your own fucking face. And so it's weird to me when I was in the subway that day, this lady, white lady walked in. What's going on, Lisa? This white lady walked in at the time. And it was weird to me because she had a daughter with her. The landlady had her daughter with her. And the only thing she was doing was looking at her daughter. Then she was looking back. Then she was looking at her daughter. Then she was looking back. And I was like, oh, this is a comparison thing. You're trying to see how close your daughter is to this child. It was very weird. Tawana Grice, you calling people old, but you shut up, bitch. I don't know you. You been here for all this time. You ain't said nothing. Now all of a sudden you want to say something. Shut up, bitch. Okay, so your girl, listen, she said this. She said, you calling people old, but don't you think you too old to be on YouTube asking people for donations? Is honestly modern day panhandling. That's a black woman. I can see a picture. So what do you call it when Tisa Tells, who's 45, 46 years old, she's taking donations? What do you call it when one of your elder black females gets online that's older than me asking for donations? What do you call that? Go ahead. Somebody help me out. What do you call that? Because there's bitches on here that are older than me. And that's their whole modus operandi. So that's why I try to tell y'all. There's this thing going on. That's why I blocked that bitch, because her name is Tawana. Okay, I already know she's black. There's this group of black women. Y'all don't see it. There's this group of black women that's what they're doing now. They're trying to control the black population. So this bitch thinks I'm black like her, so she thinks she could talk to me any old fucking kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with that shit. That's why I say, like, listen, if you front on me, I stab, tase, and shoot at bitches too. That's if I'm assaulted, not doing the assaulting, but defending myself. Because that's the type of notion I'm getting. The bitch coming in here trying to regulate my shit and tell me what I should be and should I. That's a bitch that's mentally ill. Don't you get that? Like, you know how crazy it is I have to be to go into somebody's fucking podcast, right? Tisa tells me over there making dozens of dollars. Do I ever go over there, having my people go over there and say, you shouldn't be asking for donations? That bitch the same age as me. This bitch is between 44 and 46 years old. This bitch got gray bobs coming in the fuck out front of her hair. I seen when she had that head wrap on the other day, bitch. You can't hide that shit. You graying just like Diddy is. So what we talking about? Huh? So stop sending your peoples over here, man. I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. If you want to turn it up different, then you handle it. You understand what I'm saying? Don't try to get whoever. You handle it. Ain't no bitch from California, nigga, gonna talk shit to me. None. You understand what I'm saying? And you're gonna find out you keep talking the same shit to other people gonna handle you in different ways too. So keep on doing the behold and the bewilderment, because today what you did on behalf of Tyrone Blackburn. That's why you went out. And I honestly and truthfully believe you, Lil Rod, and a couple other niggas I can't pinpoint, you know what I'm saying? And one nigga, I hope it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? Because I just let all of us down. You know what I'm saying? Have gotten to the point where this is the end game for them with this puppy shit. If he win or lose, they can't call out shit no more. So this is the last round of money. These niggas know that. That's why they working so hard, because this is the last round of money. You understand what I'm saying? For this type of material that they do. So if you're not in there and you're not arguing with them niggas when they asking for, they literally asking over and over and over. I didn't ask anybody for shit. What I was sitting here doing, and everybody that was in this chat room and heard me say, and this is why I said they take that, and now that people that I block, they're gonna run over to a podcast and talk about how I did them dirty. You see what I'm saying? That's how it runs. And it's always the women that do that. That's why I don't trust a lot of Black American women. I'm sorry. But I done seen y'all do that shit a little bit too fucking much. And they don't just do it with me. They do it with other podcasters. They do this thing like they're almost working for the KKK, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to separate myself from them. I'm sorry. Like I can't defend bitches that's coming in trying to destroy me. I can't defend bitches that's coming in and they trying to navigate my page and tell me how I can ask for what, what's up, Ryan? When I can ask for what, how I can ask for what, but you ain't regulating the pages that you be on and you frequent. You think she's on her favorite podcasters page? Somebody, why you always asking for donations? When some of these bitches will sit there 40, 50 times talking about donations. The whole show will be about donations. The show will have a moderator with a motherfucker down at the bottom making sure they facilitate all the donations for them. What the fuck you mean? See, that's some shit where a bitch try to punk you. Bitch, you not gonna punk me. You get punked before you try to punk me. Just because you ain't seen no action yet, chill the fuck out. Chill the fuck out, bitch. You safe because I want you safe. Now, like I said, what I say about Tisa motherfucking tells is what the fuck I say. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't give a goddamn who that bitch with up here. Bitch, you keep talking shit or having people on your behalf come talk shit, you're going to answer some motherfucking questions. Now, I'm trying to help you out. You on here talking mad shit, got people on your benefit coming to my page or whatever. Do they regulate this bitch when she over there lying, taking cash apps? No, that was the other day, right? My fault. That was the other day, my fault. So that now y'all see what they do. They run over, and that's what they do. They try to financially destroy you. This is what Black women are doing strategically online. If you don't talk in the elk that they want to, that's anti-Diddy. This is what they're doing. These are women are fucking control freaks. That's what sociopaths do. I'm not over here telling y'all don't go to Tisa Tell's page. I'm not over here telling y'all don't motherfucking donate to Tisa. I can give a fuck less if y'all give whatever to Tisa Tell. I'm not jealous of that bitch. I done seen more money than you. I've been around bigger money than you. What are you talking about, bitch? I work for Bad Boy. You got more money than Puff? You got more money than Puff? And I was doing that shit from 20, 21, going on 22, all the way up to 38 years old. I've been everywhere around the country. What the fuck is this bitch on about? So I'm thinking to myself, I lived in the best of places. Where I live at right now, it ain't too shabby. This is the most awful place I done lived at out of everywhere I never lived at before. This is and this place is decent. This is not traditionally the type of dwelling I would be in. Anybody that knows me knows that. You know what I'm saying? So, and his pictures online, it'll be what's the name? Tisa Tells is honest. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Tisa Tells is honest, huh? Another. So you support that bitch the whole time, and you were sitting over here, right, Deanna? And Deanna, I always find the same thing. I want y'all to pay attention. I'm gonna make sure I get a screenshot of this bitch real quick because you's a groupie and slow. All right, so let me tell you what I mean here, right? Because now these bitches think I'm supposed to talk. What they'll do now is this becomes, see, they do it in partitions. So what they do is right now is the Puffy is guilty. Okay, bitch, yeah. You old and fat. How about that? Anyway, and then they'll come in here. Puffy is guilty. He going to jail. And every other nickel going to jail. Come on, just say it the way you want to say it, Deanna. Listen, let's help Deanna out, y'all. Hold on one second. I'm gonna share this. Let's help Deanna stay here. I really got to get into her. So she wrote 2 comments. She didn't even say hello, how you doing, or whatever. She was sitting here the whole time defending who? Tisa Tells. And I keep trying to tell y'all, there's a whole bunch of other people that Tisa Tells is sending over to my page, monitoring my page and other people's page too. The other day I was over at this other kid's page or whatever that I was trying to help out. Now I'm starting to figure out he kind of like a sucker nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Just based on like some niggas, they be seeming like they cool and they really sucker niggas. And so he decided to float with that little bullshit ass audience he had instead of me plugging him with something the other day. That's like I try to tell y'all, like black people are not very trustworthy, and the things they defend are the worst. This bitch just said in my chat room, right? And she been sitting here for a long time, probably. And she said, Tisa Tells is honest. Niggas was just calling out in the chat room the other day talking about she was a liar. There's over, I say no less than 35 videos I found of other podcasters calling it out way before the Diddy trial even started, calling her a liar. I've been on the bitch for 5 months just because of the shit she says. And bitch, if you ain't at the courtroom, how the fuck do you know what she's coming out saying or whatever is true or not? When other people are saying, nah, I can point you to several things she said that's not true. But my problem is Deanna Stover. One thing is in linear fashion with all y'all bitches that support her. You one of the bitches that run up to her. Because I tell by looking at your big fat floppy ass. You one of the bitches that'll run up to her. You're so pretty. And I'm glad you're out here rep. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, bitch. You ain't hear me defending nobody, bitch. You see how she started that one right there? Defending Diddy is the worst. Anybody hear me say that? Now, bitch, what I said was, and this is what I mean by black chicks like you evil, conniving, dirty, rotten motherfucking cunt. This is what I mean by despicable bitches like you. Bitch, you ain't said one motherfucking thing about Harvey Weinstein. You ain't said one motherfucking thing about that nasty motherfucker over there from Abercrombie and Fitch's right here in New York City tri-state area. And judging by the way you look, you's a goofy bitch from fucking down south somewhere. But anyway, long story short, bitch, you ain't say shit about one of them motherfucking white boys, but you sent it in on motherfucking what's the name. Now, let me tell you about that motherfucker from Abercrombie and Fitch. That motherfucker was having dick auditions. He was making the boys come in, underage boys. Puff ain't been caught with not fucking with one boy. Now, one underage boy, they ain't shit on the doctor. They ain't shit on the motherfucking any of the charges or any of the fucking thing or whatever. But you won't say nothing about actual child molesters. Bitch, Deanna, you the type of bitch out here that ever existed, bitch. You mammy asshole. Get your mammy ass off here, you bitch. This bitch been on here for 4 years and no subscribers. No wonder, because you's a goofy bitch. But I want y'all to pay attention to something. You see what that fat bitch wrote what she wrote? Defending Diddy is the worst. Defending Diddy is the worst. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And she just confirmed 2 things. One, she confirmed this is the strategy that these bitches use to get you financially away from shit. pretty soon, when we start talking about Fat Joe and you say, I want to wait till what the court say, they'll say the same thing. No, if you're not in attendance with us and agree that he's guilty right now, we're gonna label you a Fat Joe supporter. You're a Diddy supporter, and that way you won't get any money. This is how your own women are running at you for saying you want to see what happens between the court and what the jury decides on a black man. You understand what I'm saying? No, bitch, you can die, bitch. You're toxic. And then her last comment, nobody cares if you're here. Who is anybody in my chat care that this bitch is leaving? Anybody? 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 Bitch, I got over 26,000 people that follow me. You think I'm worried about if you go? That is hilarious. What a narcissistic fucking loony fat bitch you are. Listen, like, you're delusional, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. You've been on here for how long? 4 years with no subscribers. You're a toxic bye. That's the other one they hit you with. They'll try. You see all these little. I'm proving to y'all what I'm telling y'all. Listen to the shit the bitch wrote. Defending Diddy is the worst. And I'm gonna tell everybody you defend Diddy. Then she said, you're a toxic bye. And she's saying all this shit like I'm her fucking boyfriend or something. Whore, I don't know you. That's for one. Two, all them little Sunday school shame tactic shit. Bitch, that work on people that give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I don't even fucking know you. So you came here, you're toxic. I'm toxic. Why? Because I'm calling you bitches out. That's what makes me toxic. But a bitch should get online and go against God's covenant, where God says, do not speak ill of people. Do not gossip on people. There's 120 passages in the Bible about gossiping on people. I would say, better yet, most of y'all motherfuckers that dedicate yourself to the T sector and support motherfuckers in the T sector or whatever financially, y'all actually the motherfuckers that's the demons that going to hell. You ain't never think of it like that, huh? If there's 120 passages in the Bible against bearing false witness, against gossiping, against fucking belligerent material, against people, against being false witness and all that shit, right? If that's the jail that y'all deal in every day, you understand what I'm saying? Like this bitch coming in and say, Diddy's guilty. You're toxic. Throwing all these accusations. Okay, you're a fat, ugly, narcissistic, fucking psychopath bitch. Bitch, you don't even fucking know me. You know what I'm saying? So I can throw it back at you. But my point is, pay attention to these women. These women are the ones that are actually toxic. You understand what I'm saying? This bitch has never said a thing to me a day in her life. Now all of a sudden she acting like she know me. Tisa tells us the best, and Tisa tells us honest. Bitch, you just as nutty as that bitch is. And that's the hoe that's been over here, amongst others, flagging me. So we might have to pay Tisa's page a visit since she like to flag people. So she can't express, you know what I mean, no other way besides getting her people to come over here and flag people and shit like that. It is what it is. But everything that I think that I explained about how a lot of these black girls and these minority girls are like literally toxic as fuck. The bitch usually, like, that's another thing a lot of black women do. They hear you say something and they'll repeat it right back to you and say the same shit that you said to them earlier, and then try to make believe like it's some fucking nutty shit to go on with these bitches. Like, for real, I don't even know how to explain it, son. That's why I don't be worried about them too much. You know what I mean? I be worried about them hoes too much, bro. For real, for real. So, however it may be or whatever, we're going to keep on doing this. I'm glad y'all got to see how some, and I like to say close to more than half of black women in their attitude are, as far as when they don't like something that you say. A lot of these bitches will sit around and they will lie online. I ain't answering no more questions, man. I got pissed off right now. You know what I'm saying? I had one person donate to me and that was Karen. So we ain't answering no questions. I ain't cool with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all niggas saw that bitch come up in here and literally accuse me of something. None of y'all niggas said nothing in the chat room 5 minutes ago when that hoe was in here. Now you asking me, do I think Diddy will be free? See what I'm saying? Like, you been here for what, 3 hours, my nigga? You ain't asked me nothing. You ain't donate. You ain't hit the like button and nothing. Like, nah, I ain't answering shit. I ain't with that sucker shit. You're going to find it very hard to get through, penetrate through me with that sucker shit. I don't come from an Elka nigga like that. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a lot of sucker shit going on with this fucking internet shit, nigga. Like, niggas be talking like they normally wouldn't be talking. You know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of shit or whatever. But one thing I don't like is these strategies. I hear you, homie. I hear you. I need help. You see, the whole time he came here, that's where he really was. No, nigga, you need help. You need help. You need help. You know why you need help? I'm gonna tell you why you need help. Let me ask you a couple quick questions, Haitian Jew. First of all, outside your weird ass screen name, since you say people need help, and this is like, I guess this is what's happening now. So basically, you got black people that are unqualified, that are online in these little sectors. Because the first thing they do is they see your skin like this, they try to uniformly believe that there's now a certain way they can talk to you, speak to you, or whatever. Listen very carefully to me, okay? Fuck you, fuck your mother, fuck everybody that live in your house. That's number one. Now, number two, you understand what I'm saying? Nigga, I don't know you. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know me. You don't know my personality. You don't know anything. Only thing you're equating me to is the motherfuckers that you like. Only thing you're equating me to is the position that you care for. The only thing you're comparing me to is your favorite blogger and hearing me mention your favorite blogger and tell your favorite blogger what you are about, what that favorite blogger is about in reality versus this projection that you motherfuckers like to hop online and try to throw all these psychoanalysis with your unqualified asses. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm quite fine, homie. I'm quite fine. But one thing you can bet on is this. Usually the motherfucker that come in and say somebody need help is usually the motherfucker that need help. And let me tell you what I mean by that in its projection. You're in my chat room. You came in here and initially you asked me a nice question. You said, hey, you know what I mean? Will Diddy be free? Now, if I would have answered that question, you would have followed that question up with more questions, right? Instead, when I wouldn't answer the question, I said, yo, I'm tired of answering questions for people because I've answered questions for people here. But if you're not donating anything or not supporting my channel, or you just come into the very tail end of the show and now you're asking questions, I'm not going to answer them. That requires me needing help. No, it sounds like you're fucking mad because I wouldn't answer your question, you little bitch. That's what that sounds like, you little bitch. You know what I'm saying? Audrey, the fucking Cash App is literally right below there. $sign STRINGERBELL80. If you don't, then I'll just block you or whatever. You just look silly. Like who cares? Like, y'all doing high school fucking jokes and high school shit. Let's get real. You think I'm gonna sit on my podcast and talk about these niggas is flawless? No, this niggas out here lying. They're getting caught in lies. There's bitches out here lying. Niggas out here lying. Niggas coming into the motherfucking chat room. How can I send money? The Cash App right there, pen. Like, it's just funny style ass niggas on here. So when you really think about it, it would seem like I got the problem, nigga. I'm not in people's chat rooms playing ghosts. I'm not in people's chat rooms with fake profiles. I'm not in people's chat rooms flagging their posts. I'm not in people's chat rooms telling people, yo, don't go see this person. Don't fuck with that person. Now, I don't tell you that. I just talk shit about them. You understand what I'm saying? I say what I got to say. Bitches talking shit about our ex-boss. Niggas can't talk shit about you. Bitches out here threatening niggas. Niggas can't say shit about you. So what it really comes down to is, nah, y'all niggas is pussy. That's what it is. Immature and pussy. You understand what I'm saying? You want to dish out shit, but you can't take nothing when somebody dish it back to you. So the majority of you niggas is just pussy. And the moment you admit that you this pussy and the bitches you fronting with is pussy, you understand what I'm saying? I'll reiterate it again. Tisa Tells ain't gonna dare stand in East New York and talk the shit she talk, the way she talk, or whatever about the neighborhood over there. This niggas will wash that bitch. The Bodyguard and Gene Deal know that shit. Bring that bitch uptown and bring that bitch by herself and tell her talk all that shit and bring her around niggas that still fuck with Puff and see if she talk that shit. They'll wash that bitch outside, nigga. And Gene, you know that and I know that. So stop making that bitch feel like she's special, my nigga. That bitch ain't special, nigga. It's a whole bunch of cute girls a little better than her in Harlem. That old auntie built bitch. That auntie built bitch. That's an auntie built hoe. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get Audrey the fuck up out of here. How can I send money? What a dumb bitch. You been here for 5 years and no subscribers. No wonder, because you goofier than a motherfucker. See what I mean? That's a motherfucker that got a mental problem. Imagine writing something to, that's the motherfuckers you should be investigating. Imagine writing to somebody's chat room just to be funny. How can I send money? What the fuck is wrong with you? When you start doing the overpass of looking at things really what they are, what you see is a whole bunch of uneducated ass motherfuckers that are trying to pretend like they're more educated than what they are. What you see is a whole bunch of motherfuckers that sit around all day and pontificate as much as they can to sound as white as they possibly can. Mind you, these motherfuckers grew up in the Elks of the fucking ghetto. You understand what I'm saying? Whole fucking family, that he's the only motherfucker that talks like that. You know what I'm saying? Or she's the only motherfucker that talks like that. You understand what I'm saying? And they talk to you like that to relate to you. So what I'm asking myself is, what the real question is here is, do blacks and Latinos still identify when hood speech is available? Do they still identify when culture speech is identifiable? Or do you have this elk of motherfuckers that just want to sit around and become professional, articulate fucking dummies that think the shit that they spill out their mouth, most of it uncultured, most of it unexperienced. Like, I can't listen to a nigga talk about the music industry or talk about lawyers and statutes and shit like that. When I was the first one that was doing that shit, I'm the one that sat here for a whole time and read out Rule 404, Rule 404B, Rule 12. All these things are applicable in Diddy's case. And I said it from the get-go. You can log off if you want to, bitch. The live is still here. It's literally here. And it's typed as that. Like, it's literally, you go through my lives, it's still there. And you'll see I talked about this shit 3 months ago. 3 months ago. Now they want to talk their legal jargon like they seasoned motherfucking lawyer. You ain't no fucking lawyer, you goofy ass motherfuckers, especially Tisa tells the rest of them motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? Now you sitting side by side a lawyer and you think you smarter than what you are. Bitch called me an amateur the other day. Bitch, I'm not trying to kill you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let me just put that in perspective here. If I was, you understand what I'm saying? It wouldn't be right now. Okay, so you can feel safe, all right? That's why I said I ain't doing nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? I want to see something else happen to you if it do. You know what I mean? And it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? That's a bitch you need to make suffer. So anyway, long story short, right? Long story short, I look at it like this, and I'm gonna get up off of here. Whether you support Diddy or don't support Diddy, that doesn't matter to me. Where you look like a maniac and a sociopath is when you sitting in somebody's chat room or you subscribe to somebody's chat or whatever, and your whole thing is you are sitting here spying on someone. That's some odd, weird shit right there. Like, I'll go over the Tisa shit or whatever, I'll listen or whatever, but I ain't writing nothing in her motherfucking chat room for what? I don't need to interrupt her flow. And if I say something in your chat room, trust it'll be with this profile. And I ain't got no fake profiles. That much I've been telling niggas that for 5 years. I don't have no fake profiles. I want you to know it was me, nigga. That's my thing. I want you to know it was me. I want you to know it was me. But shorty, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. You safe, all right? No. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? You safe, man. You safe, man. Yo, honest God, Gene. She safe, man. She good. You hear me? Yeah. Word up. So anyway, listen, right? Before I get up out of here, I just want to say this. Y'all gonna hear a lot of information coming out about Tyler. You're gonna hear a lot of information coming out about Fat Joe. You're gonna hear a lot of information coming out about R. Kelly, which I wanted to speak on R. Kelly, but I'm gonna talk about that later because I want to do a whole thing for that. But they're trying to take these men out. These are 4 men in 1 week they're trying to take out. And they just happen to be minorities. Fat Joe's Cuban and Puerto Rican. Tyler Perry's Black American. T.I. is Black American. That's the other one I wanted to mention. R. Kelly is Black American. They said, R. Kelly is saying niggas try to force him to OD up in the jail. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're trying to kill. They're saying they're trying to take R. Kelly up out of here. You know, bitches ain't reporting on that. And when they do report on it, they're going to be like, good, I hope he does. Like, I'm trying to tell you, these bitches, they don't like y'all, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And like, if you put the symmetry together, that's why a Tisha Tells fan came over here. It becomes very clear. Fat Joe got a motherfucking lawsuit filed against him today because it wasn't caught for 2 days, right? And I know what y'all thinking, right? And you ain't far off. You ain't far off. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going the way you thought. And the way you combating it, because there ain't been 2 days worth of court, it's not about the premise of the conversation or the premise of what this all is about. sexual deviancy. Now for them, it's keeping the show going. So since there was a stalemate, they had to put something out you know what I'm saying? They had to put something out in the mix to keep the show going. These are niggas that want to keep drama going, dog. They don't want no peace with the people. You understand what I'm saying? And so y'all keep following people like that. Y'all do what y'all do. But just keep this in mind. When you got people out here and they consistently do the same type of behavior where they always presenting to you people of color, specifically men of color, as the villain and them as women as the victim, you start to get something close. And if you ask me, you ain't got to worry about white women. When they, a lot of black women will tell you, you better watch some white girls that have you locked up. I don't see a privy of white women getting niggas locked up. Do y'all? I don't even see a bevy of white women getting white niggas locked up. But I definitely don't see a bevy of white women getting niggas locked up. I mean, sure, you have an incident here and there, but if you look at it all, you will very clearly see that it's black women trying to lock up black dudes. So maybe those are the bitches you need to stay away from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just putting something to you. Maybe y'all need to stay away from them bitches. Because every last one of them bitches that's testified so far, well, none of them bitches white. All them bitches identify as niggas. Am I wrong here? Huh? I'm pretty sure when they start getting to names and faces and everything like that, they project about Fat Joe, which I don't believe none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I could clearly see what that is. Niggas say I owe him some money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving him the money. You know what I'm saying? So now the niggas say, well, I want 20 million, nigga. I'm going right here with this. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to sue you. So the nigga sues him. Fat Joe sues the nigga. Then the nigga tell me, well, you know what then? I'm gonna tell the news outlet you did this. This is the new hustle. And I want the court systems and I want the judges to pay attention to this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Please pay attention to all law enforcement, judges, and everything else. When I talk about this shit, I talk about it from a raw form, but what I'm telling you is what's actually going on. So I know I'm a little plain spoken, I curse a lot, smoke cigarettes, whatever the fuck. The point is, pay attention to the message. That's it. These people, they want the message. These soft batch of motherfuckers that wouldn't pop a fucking grape in a fruit fight. These motherfuckers are so soft-spoken and been so fucking downtrodden by women that nowadays they act like women. They got emotions like women. Like a man coming in here telling me, you need help. LOL. Well, nigga, if you scared, just say you scared. That's all you got to do to say, yo, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta say. Maybe you shouldn't go around fucking with people you don't know then. You understand what I'm saying? I have to tell you, I don't go around New York fucking with people I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Unless I have to. So maybe you should do that. Mind your fucking business. Quit trying to take up for your favorite podcast all the time, even if you don't know what the fuck is going on. I can't stand when a nigga coming in from Atlanta or coming in from Denver or some shit like that trying to tell us what the fuck is going on in New York City. Let alone a motherfucker that have to leave their state to come to our state because ain't nothing going on in their state. And if they try to pull the same shit they doing in our state, and for some reason these pussy ass niggas, like, listen, a lot of y'all niggas in New York is pussy, man. For real. A lot of niggas in New York is pussy, right? It's court season. Tyler Perry, Fat Joe, Puppy, possibly Jay-Z, etc. No, it's nigga time. And notice in your diatribe, face finisher, how come you ain't mention none of the white niggas in there? Pay attention to face finisher. It's courtroom season. Like niggas is the only one going to jail. Tyler Perry, Fat Joe, Puffy, Jay-Z. But you notice this motherfucker didn't have the Abercrombie Fitch nigga, Harvey Weinstein. These niggas are programmed. And that's all I got to say, man. Matter of fact, let me block this nigga. I don't never want you back here. Yo, coon tap dancing ass nigga.